fantasize, I analyze, I am the eyes. Yeah, they stand and lie, I stand in truth. That's my I am alive, I am alive, I am alive. I channel God, the frequency lives inside. Delinquencies leap aside, just look inside. I promise you'll find bodies the synagogue. You lie to self, then you sin to God. I take the end of lives, put it in a loop, then I tie a knot. This eternal life, this is Heka'u. We can never die, we are immortalized. They live mortal lives. I am more than man, I have God inside. Whoa. Opened the door and then I got inside. Found my inner child, gave him a hug, told him I love him, we gon' be alright. And then I gave a smile, you made me more than proud. Shed some tears, let us scream aloud, a stand in pride. Grabbed his hand, it was the hand of God, our fingers five. Double time, we put hands to sky. Raise them high, raise them high. This is dua. Praise in self, praise each other, praise to health, that is the root to wealth. Praise comes from per, and it means to sell. See, that's what preachers do, buying souls, selling hell. Disguised as heaven, pushing P. Differences between prophet and prophecy. The Bible is a prop to see the lies of man, portraying God open-eyed to see. Telling tales of wanderings, I've been wondering, they don't know that we're the real wonders. Miracles, when I speak it thunders, literal. You feel it under your flesh when your organs start to rumble. Heartbeat, you're listening to vibrations as my heart speaks. Stretch minds, I have far reach. Raj General, this is me. This is pinnacle. Step on sinister, everyone is demons these days. Trust me, once you step to us, you will not leave as you came. See, we ain't the same, raising names. Real fame comes from Ba, it means to speak, to say. I have lots to say. My ancestors taught me how to pray, ask and receive. Given that you live in reciprocity, our Ba shall speak through you to give our message of praise. Hands raised, this is dua. This is dua. Light body emerges Kaaba. Give me high five. Hands up. This ain't a stick up. This is dua. Giving praise. They're only giving praise when they receive a raise. Like thank God. I receive a raise as I rise up every single day. Raise comes from res, giving life the sun's rays, hands embrace. Consciousness extinct, even the ones who think they are woke are still asleep. Resi means to watch and it deals with what you see. Resi means to dream and it's the tongue of the speech. Watch what you speak, bring dreams to reality. Watchtower, watch me tower over with power. This is more than album, this is pure magic. Creation vibrations, layers on layers. Prayers on prayers, demon slayers, soul cakes of fire. Caught up in a rapture like I need a baker. The Lord has risen, watch the bread rise. To give sustenance, I've seen death eyes. The moon is my left eye, praise Yah, dua. This is House of ATEN, I don't have a mask on, I'll tell you all what happened. I see they got the facts wrong, flow fluid. Walk with ancestors like Anpu is. Who's this Greek named Anubis? Prove it. I see bodies walking around soulless, clueless. Ani Pata, don't compare me to Steve Jobs. Call me Pata Sakar. If you need to do more research, search Ray. Hands in vagina plays when pray. Spitting seeds into the womb to birth and raise. See, that's parades. Give thanks like it's in your hands. Collect them plates, ancient stele. Step through fire, see we trailblaze. Fate and faith, this is knowledge. Facts will flip a fake. Tell me what's at stake to give thanks. Hands raised, this is dua. This is dua. Light body emerges Kaaba. Give me high five. Hands up. This ain't a stick up. This is dua. Scribal Sessions Volume 1. For the record. Open your eye in alignment with time and you'll see the truth like it's a physical thing. From the darkness I arise, so it's not a surprise when you learn of the light that I bring. As above, so below, I find a rhythm and flow as I grow with the pendulum swing. This is the matrix where everyone's faking they sleep here in life while we wake up in dreams. Shedding the skin like a serpent, this work makes it worth it. Attaining a purpose while searching internal, examine what all is in me. Most will not make it there, so can I take it? Reality shaking, you've seen what I've seen. Reap what you sow, with the weavers of speech, achievers, and this is the read 'em and weed 'em. You cannot read them, vibrations that none of them speak. Walker medu netter, light is feather, is heavy to learn that your will isn't free. Nature willing, I continue to lead with my ebas. I'm sweeping my consciousness clean. Training in realms that are unseen, my aura is sunbeam, set fire to all of the fiends. Stand on my eye, this is all seeing. I we supply 93, that means we are supreme. Healing through tones on my senses, connecting in this year. Wealthy is health, this is green. This is illusion, reality veiled in delusion. Thoughts become intrusive, it's foolish to not know by now that it ain't what it seems. This is way more than belief. I see clearly the lies. My six senses of sight that are hypnotized. No wonder everyone sleeps. It's time to set off the alarms. The performance self-harm. Don't you know you're a star? God in human form and you rise with the beast. More than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man, man. Record keeper. Seeing the state of the planet, the damage, the famines expanding beyond your belief. I see they landed, they've handed the people a cannon and aiming it right at your feet. Blowing a hole where you're standing, creating the panic. The tactical planning is deep. Teaching you're only a man and that God is in heaven, the seventh outside of your reach. If you're the question, they'll call you a manic, frantic, erratic, depression, demonic. When you're teaching through the magical speech, they'll call you serpent, the one in the garden. Pardon my knowledge for having the knowledge and prowess to see. He really told He really told the truth to Adam and Eve. You'll have distinction between good and evil if you eat of the fruit of the tree. Now you're a god, open your eye, cleansing yourself so that now you can see. They stole the stories and twisted them like it's a spliff. They put the fire to leaf, I put the fire to speech, I put the fire to heat. We don't do liars and thieves, they just desire to greed. This is my record to keep, this is my throne. You cannot sit in my seat, and I command it. I give more than 10 commandments, this is the law of attraction. And we have infinite stamina, my stage is where I'm standing. This is my eye, God is in me, I only keep goddesses with me. They are the magical beings, they are the holy ones, birthing the gods, we're overcoming the odds. We are the even and odd, they're in the odds, we're in the all. Ancestors answer my prayers, forever grateful. I will forever say thank you, inspiration to awake the sleepers. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man, man. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man, man. Record keeper.
May Ra grant you and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Ma'at, and may you rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forevermore, Ma'at. Hotep.
I look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swang, samurai, I am Shem, Suhor, son of Heheru, I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swang, samurai, I am Shem, Suhor, son of Heheru, words powerful, Hekau, see proof, you can feel the roots, gone, just look up, I am proof, breaking doors down, make some room, but I is now speaking through me and trust.
presents Scribal Sessions number 18, The Listening Eye, Visual Vibrations, created by PTAH, Ani, ATEN, TEHUTI. Before I introduce the brothers on the panel, we will begin as we do every week with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Unki Ema'at, Un NS, Nintet Oset Ema'at, Min Hapapat Ema'at, Her in Hukui, Her Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. I'm the mighty Atef Rem Kem Ma'at, esteemed brethren. As a devoted disciple of the master teacher, Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, I humbly serve as your guide and host within the sacred halls of the house of ATEN. Each week we gather here to immerse ourselves in the profound teachings of Ma'at, embarking on a journey of enlightenment. Within this sanctuary, we explore the depths of truth, drawing wisdom from ancient artifacts and the profound teachings passed down by the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. My commitment extends beyond these gatherings. As a true-hearted devotee, I strive to live and breathe the principles of Ma'at, showing love for my people and resonating with the sacred vibrations of the metal nature. I stand as a steadfast guardian of Ma'at, protecting the sacred laws that govern our existence within the house of ATEN. Next, we have the mighty, the Jed, Sajem. Primordial Thought 9 is a seeker of divine wisdom, the wisdom with universal structure, the wisdom that remains the same from every perspective, the wisdom that adapts to any interaction, the wisdom that creates silence, the wisdom that sustains the house of ATEN. And I present it for the night. Without further ado, the mighty, Scribe, Ani, PTAH, ATEN, TEHUTI, Tati, Vizier, Overseer of Administration of the House of ATEN, Chief Treasurer, Shesh Nasut, Royal Scribe of Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, Sab Scribe of Ra, Sajed E, Reciter of Aku, Effective Words of Conscious Light, One Great of Heka, Excellent of Magic, Technology, Architect of Tehuti, Bull of Ma'at, Truly Silent One, Controller of Temper, Most Expert in his calling, Protector of the Natiru, Neb Akka, Lord of Excellence, Son of the Great Unifier, Nu, Holder of the Secrets of the Duat, Smaui Sekmi, One Skilled in the Arts of Music and Poetry, Him, Netta, Tepi, and Sheshet, High Priest of Sheshet, Saba and Meru Necha, Teacher of the Divine Language, Embodiment of PTAH's Writing Board and Tehuti's Mirror, Leader with the Heart, Ah, Sep, Eve, Great of Humility, Servant of the People, Tehuti manifests in him, Heru manifests in him as PTAH, Neb Ma'at, Lord of Truth, Shemsu Natiru, Messenger and follower of the Natiru, PTAH, Ani, ATEN, TEHUTI, a living Netta upon earth who lives in Ma'at, Unk, Dujed, Usir, life, stability, and wealth.
Some of y'all think I'm an alien, but I'm really okay. I'm a person just like you guys are.
Oh, Tap, peace and love, great brothers. How's my mic? How's my sound?
You sounding well, man. You good?
Good to see you, great brothers. Looking forward to another man. Listen, I'm looking forward to another Ani class. This brother be going in. You know, Saba's class yesterday was phenomenal, so I definitely look forward to Ani's class being phenomenal as well. You know what we do. Keep moving forward brick by brick. It's good to see you, brothers. Otep Inu. Peace and love to the chat, too.
Hey, peace. Peace. Yeah, man. Definitely ready for another Scribal session. The listening eye. Yeah, definitely excited to see what the great PTAH is bringing to the table. You know, we don't expect nothing less than phenomenal.
Facts.
You know, he never come up short on that. So it's definitely great to see you, brothers, everybody in the chat as well. Beautiful day today. Definitely a perfect time to, you know, just to bask in the information and be ready for what the good brother's about to bring forth. You know, the message from the PTAH. But yeah, man, everyone's good. The out's good. We feeling good, and definitely excited. Hotep, Patah.
Hotep Henu. Doing mic check. Can I be heard?
Mic check. You sound loud and clear, great brother.
All right. Hotep Henu, great brothers. Uncle Jocelyn Neb. Uncle Jet Usir. Peace and love. Hold on. What happened to the tones? Make sure. Ooh. There we go. Hotep Henu, everyone. Peace and love. Everyone, please hit the like button if you're here with us live. And for those who are watching on the playback, please hit that like button. Appreciate that greatly. And yes, so we're starting late this evening. As you know, we're always doing new things, trying out new methods.
What you walking up on me like that for? What's up?
What's your address?
Take that vest off. Come on.
Take that vest off for me.
Come on. Take that vest off. You know.
Uh-oh.
Come on. Take that shit.
Uh-oh.
Too many buttons production.
Hotep to a Tef. But yes.
Come on. Take that shit off. Let's get it.
90%. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What car you in?
I ain't in any of these
Let's
cars.
go.
What you got going on over there?
Look, I'm trying to put it on my phone. My phone is connected to my board. I'm trying to pull it up. So it's easier to see the chat on my phone. My apologies, great brothers. There's way too many buttons.
I ain't in any of these cars.
Let's go. You gotta get out. Let's go.
Nah, I don't gotta go nowhere.
Live here.
For now, so this sounds going through. So Hotep, but yes, we're on a new platform. Once again, you know, when there's multifarious options, you know, we like to explore all of them, and you know, keeps you sharp. So yeah, we're here on a new platform, and yeah, to everyone for your patience, for your attention, for being here. And so, you know, we won't prolong this any further. We'll go ahead and get into the session. Yeah, at this very moment, we don't have our chat to be able to see you all right now. So I have to go on YouTube and make sure the support link is pinned to the top, and it is. So please, everyone, utilize that support link. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started within the session. Everyone, please support. Again, hit the like button. And yeah, just give me a few moments, just a few more minutes, and we'll be ready. So Hotep Henu.
Hotep, take your time, great brother. I can see the chat on my phone now. Peace and love to the moderator, Basa Tut. Peace and love to you, great brother. I was trying to set it up, like you say, we trying something new all the time. So there's more buttons to learn. Peace and love to the great Angela Gates. I see you out there, sister. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to Hush Nation. See you, Big Ma'at. Every
Big
time.
Hoteps. Big Ma'at. Big Hoteps.
Yes. Every time. And peace and love to the great Minty. I see you, great sister. Hotep Henu to you. And like you said, everybody that's going to be watching on the playback, Yeah, we always, I need keep us advancing. We got a whole new, everything new right here. Look, everything new right here. Y'all don't know what's going on. It's new buttons. I was trying to see the chat, so I don't know what popped up on the YouTube. When you click it, it just, stuff be popping up. But yeah, I was just talking to the brothers about Saba's class yesterday. Was phenomenal. Saba is getting better and better, and it's every time I think it was my favorite class. The week before, he come with another one and just annihilates that one. That class was the longest one.
3 hours.
Man, listen, I was in a zone so much yesterday. I was with my family, but I was watching, right? I have on my Bluetooth glasses. So I'm listening and I'm watching. I was so in the zone yesterday. I was like, is this still the first question? I was like, yeah, it's still the first question. I was like, Saba is on fire. And then I was like, wait, no, he's not on fire. He's killing it. I'm like, yo, how does Saba do it? It's amazing, brother. So, Hotep Inuta, our teacher, the great Saba TEHUTI, I'm a Hotep Ra, and the example that he sets as far as discipline and advancing ourselves. It's just Nefa, man, And Ani be keeping us moving forward too with these new programs. I'm loving whatever this new thing is that he got us on. I actually love it. Like the Judge said, it looks wonderful. The sound is great. I hope my mic sounds better. I had to do some readjusting with my mic.
Good. Don't touch that mic. You good.
I ain't gonna mess with it, I had to put it in front of me. I was trying to be cool and have it to the side and kind of out the way, but I was like, man, you know what? I ended up buying a new mic, right? And I thought I bought a good mic, but I ended up getting the first version of it, and I didn't know till I pulled it out the box, and I'm like, micro USB, do they still make these? Like, this is for like a Fire Stick. Everything is USB-C now, or USB. So I was like, man, okay. But it works good. I'm actually on my old mic working, so I just made some adjustments. So it's just good to be here, man. And I love learning, so I definitely look forward to Ani's class and what he's going to bring forth. And this new program as well. And Saba's next question about light. Man, I'm so excited, man. I'm just loving this frequency that we're all in. And, the Natiru exists. Welcome back, great brother.
Hotep too, our great brother.
Hotep.
All right. So yes, all is Nefer. So we're ready to get started if great brothers are ready.
Do your thing, brother.
We ready, great brother.
All right. Let me share the screen and let's see how this comes through. All right. All right, everyone put a 9 in the chat if you can hear me clear and you can see the screen as well. Everyone, Tua. Let me make sure all is well. So please put a 9 in the chat. Hotep Ma'at. Okay, Hush Nation. Okay, I see you. Nook Poo. Hotep, great brother. Great brother, you had me laughing in the pod class. Great brother, you are hilarious. Hotep to you. Peace and love to Angela Gates. Hotep great sister. Hotep Henu. Minty Hotep is here with us. Hotep Henu per Ankh. Cycling through cycles. Fullness as I direct my attention towards excellence. Aker. Hotep. Basatut, Maka Oxafek, Hotep great brother. Peace and love to you. Nefer Netter Nature J is in the building. Hotep, great brother. Uncle Jasaneb. Big Vapes. I feel like I haven't said that name in a little bit. So Hotep to you, Big Vapes. Peace and love. All right, so okay, there we go. So yes, Hotep Henu. I am PTAH Ani ATEN TEHUTI, and yeah, welcome to Scribal Sessions, where as a scribe of Ma'at, I bring forward the teachings and the writings of the scribes of Ma'at. And within this particular session, I wanted to do something and bring something forward as an offering to everyone. And so within this session, I will be going through some of the teachings from my Ma'at fundamental class that I host. And I've currently been in a transitional period in moving locations. And so there's been a lot of time and attention and focus going into that process. And so I look forward to reestablishing and bringing forward some powerful classes for you all, especially the Karu, those who are within the House of Aten, and for those who support. So Uncle Jasaneb. So this will be a Hotep, an offering to everyone who watches this class, as I'll be going through many of the Seba'it teachings that I give on the Seba'it of Amen and Mopeh that just don't exist. So, you know, there's so many powerful classes and teachings that I have that I want to get out. So that's what this is: the listening eye, visual vibrations, and just one particular section of a sentence, 2 words. You know, I have over 100 slides on 2 words within the Seba'it, and you know, I go through each word and peel it back layer by layer, step by step, and bring forward, you know, the triple, quadruple entendre metaphorical teachings that are within the Seba'it that the scribes will put as high poets, as extremely dedicated and disciplined writers and creatives. So when it comes to penmanship and writing, scribing, there's always, when you're dealing with a writer of depth, which is the Medu word, Medu, right? Medu, which also means to be deep. It's the depth of something. And within that, you know, there will come teachings that aren't so much on the surface. And that's what I do within the Ma'at fundamental classes that I give to the Karu, and so I'll just be bringing many of the teachings through here. And because we did get a late start, I am going to go through them. So everyone, be sure that you are ready to take your notes, and because there's a lot of information that's going to come through as I want to get this out to you all. And as I said, when it comes to looking at the Medu Neter, the language of the Netiru and the ancient scribes, just the depth that went into the writings, there are so many things that are overlooked, especially just reading an English translation. You're getting very minute surface, and that's great enough to help and assist one. For sure, just reading just a basic regular translation of the writings of Amen and Mopé. And I also have an audio recording here on House of ATEN as well of those writings of the Seba'it, so you all can listen to it as well, right? The listening eye, the teachings of Amen and Mopé. So let us go ahead and get started. And for those who were in the Ma'at Fundamental class, the classes in which these teachings originated from, it's always a beautiful thing to, something that I do myself is go over the same teachings multiple times, because there's always, again, when you're dealing with depth, with layers, it's you have to go through multiple times, over and over and over and over again. And each time something new will always reveal itself when you're looking at the Medu Neter and the Seba'it in these writings. For sure, I'm still learning new Medu consistently. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So if you all are ready to dive into some Seba'it and receive this session, everyone please put a 7 in the chat. Put a 7, a Safek, in the chat if you're ready. Put some flames, put some emojis, put some axes. Let me know that you all are ready for the listening eye. And let me put the support caption on the bottom. And if everyone could, please share this out to your social platforms. Follow us on social media. All the links are in the bio. Instagram, TikTok. Please follow us there and share this. Share our reels that we post. It all helps. So to Hotepinu, to our moderators, Basa Tut Maka Aksafek, Hotepinu, great brother, and on Amun Ka, Hotep to you, great brother. Peace and love, and of course Hotep to Amunet, our social media manager. To our Hotepinu to you for all your works. All right, there are the 7. So let us begin. Let me make this a little smaller. There we go. All right, so we are within the teachings of Amen and Mopé, and I have given a class, gave a class 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, on the teachings of Amen and Mopé. So everyone can go and watch that as well to attain more context and just see PTAH teaching on Amen Mope 2 years ago, and where we're at today. So, as I said, it's a continuous reading. It's consistent, and with that comes greater understanding for sure. So here we are. Let me make sure I have the right screen up.
How do you get a BC, but we was created by the Lord? What the are we? Listen, what are we?
To save him from the mouths of others. Praised in the mouths of the people of knowledge. All right. Ra Nahim, F M Ra in Kaui, Sim Sim M Ra in Reket. And so here we have a distinction between the peoples. All right. We have a distinction between the others and the Reket. Right. And I've given many teachings on the Reket. Right. But it's very important for us to understand the difference, because when you go to look at translations, you'll see Reket as just mankind or people. And so if Reket is mankind and people, and Ka'u is mankind and people, right? Then here, when it says to save him from the mouths of others, while on the opposing end, one is being praised in the mouths of the Reket, right? So there's a difference between the two. And Rek, of course, is rooted. Reket is rooted in the word Rek, which is knowledge, which is a name of the ancient Egyptians, the Reket, right? Which, again, are different from the Ka'ui, in which the Seba'it is meant to save one from, right? To save him. So right here we have him. Nahim, which translates to save. So what else does Nahim mean? To be thankful. So it's another way to say thank you, to be thankful for something. Nahim. Nahim, which of course then here, as you see, means to save and to rescue, which therefore rooted in that neh, as the Nahim is a trilateral, as you have the Nahim, and then you have the bilateral root of Neh, escape death. Escape death, that's what's the root word of Nahim, to save someone from, and that is what the Seba'it is doing, as we see here, to save from the Ra, the mouths of the Ka'ui. So let's look at Ka'ui, which is the public, a crowd, foreigners, Ka'ui, other people, the public, a crowd. All right. So you'll see Reket as mankind, the people, the ancient Egyptians, and Ka'ui, as you see here, is people, other people, the public, a large crowd. And so it is being taught that there needs to be a Nahim from the Ra of the Ka'ui. So which again is so prevalent today. Most people are into gossip and talking about other people's lives and just observing from the outside and giving critique on something that is not their expertise or lived experience. And this is what most people are doing. the Ka'ui, the others. And it's deep within the Seba'it to not put oneself in a position to listen to the speech of the Ka'ui or participate with it, right? Anki and Ma'at. So to be Nahim, to saved, which again is escape death from the mouths of others, while you are to be praised. Sim sim. Right. So when you see Nukpu in the chat in the pod class, put sim sim, because that great brother comes to the Ma'at fundamental classes. Sim sim, which means praised, which again is a double, right? It's a double word. Sim and then sim. Imra in rekiet, to be praised in the mouths of the others. So sim, semet, respect, to esteem. So when you respect someone, when you esteem, that is semet, right? Semet, directly correlated with praising, and semi, to be holy. And so, as that sim sim is a bilateral word that's doubled, right? Sim and then sim, representing the echo, right? Doubling up of the praise here. And that sim, as you see here, is also doubled up in the spelling, right? But you see shim su. Sim su is the word for elder or the eldest. To give praise and pay homage to, right? Nuk sim, I am the sim priest, right? So we always give praise and honor to the elders in every which way that is taught and represented, whether in age or whether in status. There's no separation between those two in Ma'at. So of course the sim sim, to praise, would also then be the same way to spell elder, sim su here, which sim is the name of a priest, right? That I've also taught on, but I'll go into a little bit here. And so here is from the Perhe, or the Pertechet, the house of eternity, the house of immortality, the Meduneter term for tomb of Tut Ankh Amen, Neb Keperah. Here, as we see him here, Neb Keperah. Here's Techeta Ke Di Ankh Neb Tawi Tut Ankh Amen. And here you see, let's do a quick quiz. You know, in sessions we love to do Medu tests, just to sharpen the vision, the eyes. So can anyone point out who this Neteret is from this Medu here? Just leave it here and just give a few moments to see if anyone sees any Medu that is referring to this Neteret. Right? So we'll just look in this box here. If you need some assistance, we'll just look in this box here and see if anyone can point out the name, the Rin of this Neteret. me come back to YouTube and see. Okay, Hotep. Peace and love, Gabriella. Hotep to you. Let's see. Hotep Neferneter Tut Ankh Amen. Set from the headdress, it looks like Neteret Net. Hotep, great brother. That's absolutely correct. Well, take away the vowel is correct, right? It's nut, as we see here. Here's the new bowl is the bread loaf, and then here's the classifier for pet, right? So you know this is nut. Nabet, lady. Nabet, pet. Lady of heaven. So it's the wonderful nut. Right, so here we are, and here is Keperu Kepera, or as you may know as A, or I, who was the successor to Ta'ankh Aten, or Ta'ankh Amen. And here he is performing the Up-Ra, the opening of the mouth, in which I gave a very extensive class on this in Scribal sessions, and where this is and how this is called the mescanet, and it being within the shape of the dua of the stars, creating the thigh of the cow, the bull, that people today recognize as the Big Dipper. All right, mescanet being also the name of the northern pole star. And this shape is what's being used to open the mouth, open the Ra, right? Just showing the importance of the significance of the depth within the tool that's used to open up the mouth. Hold on, are we still live? Are we still? Let me check. Like something skipped.
I think we still live, good brother. I'm watching it on my TV.
Okay, so you still see me moving, and you still see everything moving?
Yeah, I see the blue your mouse on still on the mescanet.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I see it moving. Yes.
Okay, Tua. So yes, this is A. As you see, the Nefernetiru here. Here's the netter. And as you see him in this wardrobe, right? And here goes the table. Right, here's the leg. Here's the tool used. But here he is in the position of what's called the Sem priest. right? That creates the word sim sim, meaning to praise, to pay homage to. And that sim is this position here within the sim priest. Very powerful and important tone to know. And so to receive a sim from the ones who are knowledgeable, right? The masses of the people, where most people are looking for some form of appreciation or praise. The illusion, right? The fake love, as Atef speaks about, which is ever so prevalent. And especially online, being on the internet, it's all not real. So it's important to understand, what sim is, and who it should be received from, right? That's the importance, right? Because while simultaneously you can be in the mouths of the others, which was important enough for Amun Mope, for the Seshu, the Sekau, the scribes of Ma'at, to put within their teachings that one should be saved from, which again is rooted in escaping death. So very important. It's a different standard. Praised in the mouths of the people of knowledge, the Rekiet. And so here is the papyrus of Ani. And so as we continue with sim, praise, sim, to help, to aid. As you see him here in the position, again, as we just saw A, wearing the same priestly as the sim priest. And the beautiful thing about this is he's doing it to himself. Sim, to help, to aid. Sim, the priest, the sim priest. The funeral procession to the tomb, running the length of the two plates. In the center of plate 5, the mummy of the dead man is seen lying in a chest or shrine, mounted on a boat with runners, which is drawn by oxen. In the boat, at the head and foot of the Sahu, are 2 small models of Nebet and Aset. By the sides kneels Ani's wife, Tutu, lamenting. In front of the boat is the sim priest, burning incense in a censer and pouring out a libation from a vase. He wears his characteristic dress, a panther's skin. 8 mourners follow, one of whom has his hair whitened. And so let us continue. Okay, there we go. So simultaneously, the sim priest leading while burning the incense, the Senetcher here, the Sejem, of course we're going to talk about that word, the listening, but the Netchim, which is sweetness, unguent, incense, right? As he's walking with that and pouring the libation here, all right, with Tutu here. as a Semut or Semet, which is the mourner. So you're looking at the tone Sim, right? Sim through that's the beautiful thing about the Medu, and how a word is an actual image itself. So it's a beautiful frequency that's tying together this process of resurrection and cleansing and purity. Chapter of being among the cycles of the Natiru and of being Keper into the Prince of Cha-Cha, that they translate to the divine chiefs or the tribunal. Saith, and remember I pointed this out in which session was that? The Seshet class, book of Thoth, and where we did an exercise where I showed on the wall of the female Habu headed Neteret, Nebet Het, in her form of Seshet. And I pointed out how you most typically find the beginning of someone speaking, right? And it's this, the An and Tchet, or Chet F, or S if it's a female, a woman. He saith, homage to thee, Temu, Neb Pet, right? Just as we just saw with Nut, except for it was Nebet Pet, Lady of Heaven, Neb Pet, Lord of Heaven. Creator of things, Kamam, Ununet. Creator of things which exist. Per Im, coming forth from Ta. Sakeper. Sakeper, making to come into being. Because remember the S, the Sa, in front of the word directly puts it into action. So now it's not just coming into being, it's making to come into being. The Satit, that which is sown, Lord of things, which shall be begetter of the Natiru, the great Neter, Aa Neter, Keper Chesef, Lord of life, making to flourish, who? The Reki, making to flourish the Reket, which is who you want to be praised by, who you want your tones to vibrate through the mouth of, right? As I just showed the Sim priest and the importance, anyone can just go back to the session where I taught on the opening of the mouth and just how deep it is, right? And why that ritual takes place. And how that now can translate when you double it, Sim, it is the word for praise that's coming from the Ra-Per, that thing that's opened up from the Reket, from the Reket, the same ones as we see here that are made to flourish. The same thing. We have Ucha. Here's Ucha, to be healthy, green, flourish, with the S in the front. So make to flourish. The Reketi, those of you who are within the pod class, within the sessions, and those who Anki and Ma'at, making to flourish the Reket. Temu. The Reket, Nuk, Rek, Ku. I know Ku. I know light. I know Aku. I know intelligence. I know brightness. I know consciousness. Right? Which is within the Reket. This bird is the lapwing. As you see here, subjects, common folk, or mankind. So this is what you'll see whenever you look up this word, right? But this isn't just the common folk, the subjects, mankind. No, because you still have the Ka'ui, which are the others that we want to remain from. So this is why it's important to, come to these classes, come to the pod class, to learn these differences. They're very important. So Nuk Rek Ku, Nuk Rek Aku, I know Aku as a Reket. Instructions of Amen Im Opet, or Ep here, as I taught on this name in the first Amen Im Opet class. Introduction, again, Ma'at Fundamental Sessions for the Kuru, Uasin or Kemet, 1, 2, and 3. So Hotep to the Kuru, and Tu'a to those of you who come to these classes in real time. And of course, receive these teachings that mostly are, private. And it's just a beautiful thing. So I'm just going to share some of the teachings that I give in the Ma'at Fundamental Sessions, just to show you all the difference of what's taking place in these private classes, and anywhere else that you can go to learn the Seba'it. So what is the title of the instructions of Amen Im Opet? It's the Seba'it about life, the Seba'it about Ankh. And here's the actual papyrus here. 10474, which is British Museum, EA 10474. And this is the actual papyrus of this translation here. So as you see here in the red, the beginning of the instruction about life, the beginning, which would be hot, which is the forepart of a lion, which you see here. There's the head, and then here's the arm outstretched, and then here's another arm, which is the ha. And I go deep into that word within my fundamental session. So the beginning of the instruction about life, the guide for well-being, all the principles of official procedure, the duties of the courtiers, to know how to refute the accusation of one who made it, and to send back a reply to the one who wrote, to set one straight, met on the paths of life, to make one prosper on earth, to let their hearts settle down in its shrine, as one who steers him clear of evil, to save them from the talks of others, as one who is respected in the speech of the Reket, written by the superintendent of the land, experienced in his office, the offspring of a scribe of the beloved land. The superintendent of produce, who fixes the grain measure, who sets the grain tax amount for his lord, who registers the islands which may appear as new land over the shin of his majesty, and sets up the landmark at the boundary of the arable land, who protects the king by his tax rolls and makes the register of Kemet, the scribe who places the divine offerings for all the Natiru, the donor of land grants to the people, the superintendent of grain who administers the food offerings, who supplies the storerooms with grain, a truly silent man in Tani in the Ta-Or Nome, which is in Abtu, or what they call Abydos. Very powerful introduction. Very powerful introduction. So let us get into it. Ger ma'a in teni ta or nom, aptu. Silent, truly, ma'a, truly, which is truth. In teni, in ta or nom, the aptu. Ger, to be silent, to be quiet, to be still. Cease and desist. Okay, so that would be ger, right? When you silence something, when if you're creating some form of content and say you start gossiping, right, about someone and just throwing a bunch of just lies on someone, then technically the person who you are speaking of can get something called a cease and desist, which will be sent to the person. And when that happens, the content now has to come down. You're silenced. That's ger, right? Guru, the silent man, which again is a rhyming word for the same word for voice, which is ker. And this is one of the beautiful things within the Medu Neter and the rhyming that takes place. And it takes a different sight to be able to see, because it's not like how we rhyme today, when rapping, or where just it's in the basic form, where most times the rhyming word comes at the end of the bar, right? So it's 1 2 3 4, and then 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and each on the 4 would be the rhyming word. And of course, as an artist, as a writer, you can get very technical in between your structure on how you want to rhyme. You can do double, triple, quadruple rhyme schemes within a 4, 5, 6, 8 bar pattern, however long you want to make it. But how rhyming took place in the Medu Neter, the teachings rhymed, the concepts rhymed, the polarity, the frequency of the tone to teach on a specific thing on both poles would rhyme. So for example, would be like ger, to be silent, and ker, which is voice, right? Because that g and the k again are interchangeable. The g and the k, the q, that sound, the no, the gnosis, which creates knowledge, right? The g and the k is interchangeable. And so this is the depth of the Medu as a guru, as a truly silent man, which then allows the kuru to be strong, because you're not wasting the voice. And so ger also then means the night, right? Silence, which will then create night here. Ger, to complete, to finish off work, be satisfied, the end of something. So the same word for night creates another word that means to be complete. From ger, the root word silence, right? Silence, which is the night, which again is completion. Coming to a cessation, a completion, an end result, finishing off, a finality, a silence. And that's where a lot of that work comes in, is you no longer feel a need to respond to certain things when you're complete with it, right? Those things that people call pet peeves, or those things that can get under the skin, it no longer exists when you're at a finality, when you're at a completion with that thing, and it no longer has the power over you, right? And so it causes a silence within yourself, because it doesn't have an effect on you, because it then itself is silenced within you. It's coming to a completion, a cessation. And that creates a particular type of wisdom, right? And all throughout the Seba'it, all throughout the Medu Neter, the importance that we place on the Medu, which means words, as important as the Medu Neter is, words and speaking, right? On the Chet, words spoken by, it's just as equally as important to know when to be ger. And that's one of the things that I love about the Medu Neter, because I've always seen the duality of reality and the importance of two polar reflective frequencies and how they relate to each other. And there is no greater language to display that and showcase that than the Medu Neter. So as one comes to a completion, right, and the silence is rested within oneself, you then attain a different type of power over that thing. There's so much power in silence, and you know, the illusion of power itself creates a different type of experience, right? And that's the beautiful thing about the silence that comes with being content, right? Being satisfied, being at peace. There's no need to speak on certain things and certain matters. And when you recognize the importance of your speech, the silence then becomes utterly importance, and to not waste the cur. To be intentional with every word that's spoken. So dua to Amen and Mope as the Ger Ma'ah, truly silent one. Ger is to be complete, which is then told beautifully as a teaching of silence. When one is satisfied, nothing needs to be added onto. This then becomes a word for night, when the sun is silent. The completion of a cycle bringing you back to Atun, right? And who I showed, who are in the favor, the Reket are in the favor of Timu, the completed Neter, the Neter of completion. So when the sun is silent, the completion of the cycle of Keperah to Aten to Amen, bringing you back to Atun, the Tim, the completion of the Trinity. So is there another word that also gives you this teaching that represents the followers of Ma'at? Right, as I showed Ger being silent, being darkness, being completion. Is there another Medu Neter word that also represents darkness, represents completion? Right, and of course there is. It's one of the most famous Medu Neter words, Kemet. Kim, to total up to amount to, complete. To put an end to something, just like Ger, to finalize it. That's the silence. To total up, completion. Kim, which also means profit. The profit of something. The addition, the adding on to. Which of course is completion. Which then of course is the black land. Kemet, black. All right. And so this is and even just within the Kemetians are black, the Egyptians are black. That's as far as you get with Kemet. Right? Not understanding that it's black, just as silence, just as the word for silence is night, darkness is to be complete, is to be finished. So you'll find the same thing within other words, right? So this is, again, another rhyming concept to teach from a frequency that then becomes the name of the people, representing completion, totality, a prophet of something. You are to be in the image and likeness of the Natiru. Because there were people who wanted to remove immortality from you, they placed the opposite within the 10 Commandments. Right? And here's the double plume of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. And number 2, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Right? Which is the excuse every Christian, every Hebrew uses as to why there's no ancestral artifacts, why there's no archaeology, is because of this second commandment. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, which is the complete opposite of what we taught in Ma'at. We were literally imbuing ourselves to become living images of the Natiru, of divinity, of sacredness. We wanted to be an exact copy of that, right? And we put it within our language, within our tones, within our seba'it. And so when Christianity comes and places these commandments, immediately robbing everyone who follows this of any form of immortality, because you can not even make yourself into an image. You cannot make unto thee any image, including yourself, right? But then at the same time, they'll tell you that you are made in the image and likeness of God, right? And so that's just already what's created, right? But not that you have to continuously sculpt yourself and recreate yourself to be a reflecting image of that which you respect. So Amen Mope is teaching us through his title of Gur Ma'ah to be a reflection of the one who is complete. This silence is what speaks volumes. Right? And I always love to teach on the scribes of the writings of the Seba'it as much as we have, to learn from the actual person himself, because it just expands the context of the teachings. They're so deep. You can read it 1,000 times, and it may take 1,001 for you to read the same sentence that you read 1,000 times, for it to then to click to take you to another layer deeper into that same thing that you've read 1,000 times. Now, add that to the Medunecher. It's infinite. It's infinite. So, Hotep Henuta Amen Mope. What is another word for completion? To be full, entire, to be complete. Tut. Tut. Guess tut, the full half of, the full equivalent. You are instructed, clever, and complete. Iu ka hinu ti iu ka tut. You are instructed, clever, and you are complete. Per tut aper, who went forth complete and equipped. And I taught on this word aper as well when it was in one of my Heka'u classes, and teaching how Aku and Heka'u are what you want to be aper, what you want to have equipped with you. But here is tut, full, entire, complete, which of course means statue, the image of something, the figure, the likeness, the complete, entire, full, right? That's whole. That's the ucha. That's the healthy eye, which is more than just the physical eye. So this fullness, this entirety, this completion is what you are to become an echo of, right? Just as Amen Mope did, as he gave his title, Gur Ma'ah, truly silent one, the one of the night, the one of completion, the one who is finalized, right? From being silent, observing, receiving, interpolating, learning, experience, wisdom, listening, and now teaching through that silence, through that darkness, through that night, right? As a completed being. So this is what we're striving to live our lives to also echo: completion, and also become ger ma'ah, just as Amenemope did, right? So the word tut, which is a word for statue, image and likeness, is the same word tut, which means to be complete, the complete and entire image. Amenemope, chapter 1. Give your ears and hear what is said. Give your heart over to their interpretation. It is profitable to put them in your heart, but woe to one who neglects them. Let them rest in the shrine of your belly, that they may act as a lock in your heart. Now, when there comes a storm of words, there will be a mooring post on your tongue. If you spend a lifetime with these things in your heart, you will find it good fortune. You will discover my words to be a treasure per ankh, and your body will flourish upon earth. Very cryptic sentence, chapter structure here. Very, just reading this, right? Extremely powerful and deep, and can guide your walk for sure, right? And does. But this is extremely encrypted when you go into the Medu Neter, which is why give your ears and hear what is said. Maybe 100 slides. Give your heart over to their interpretation. Maybe another 80 slides. Because what he's doing within the sentence structure is he's building you up. He's literally constructing you as a junior scribe, as a Saba, as a student, receiving the Seba'it, and he's teaching you how to build yourself up. Because we're not looking at the English in Kemet, right? When we're in the Per Ankh, we're not looking at English. We're looking at the Medu Neter. And so that's how we have to put ourselves in that mind state today. This is why every English that I bring, as much as it's available for me to get, and I will dig and dig and dig to get the Medu Neters. This is why all of my sessions are packed full of Medu Neter that you just will not find people teaching on, because in ancient times, that's what we were looking at. We weren't looking at any English translations. So you're missing so much. This is why I started to give the Ma'at fundamental classes, is to be able to bring in today's time, just as we did in the Per Ankh, more in-depth teachings from the Seba'it that may have been more widespread, right? Because these teachings were widespread. Scribes would copy, and how you would learn how to write, you copy, and it get passed around. And so when one comes into the Per Ankh, you know, it's just a different level of information. Give your ears to hear the stable speech. Give your ears to hear the stable speech. Okay, let me check and make sure everything is good. Everyone put some emojis in the chat if everything is clear and smooth. You are ready to continue to keep going. If everyone is giving your ears. Okay, it looks like we're still good. Okay. All right, let's keep it flowing. Hotep to Nukpu for lighting up the chat. Hotep to you, great brother. All right, give your ears, hear the stable speech. And so here is the medu that I transcribe myself. Here we are. And so this sentence right here is, right, when you just read it, give your ears, hear the stable speech. And, you know, this is just a simple translation that I give, because again, the chetu, which means speech, to speak, is again the same word that means stability. So it's not just any type of speech. It's not just babble, right? It's a particular type of speech. But first, we'll start with give your ears. So here's give, ima, or ama. Which have two owls here, a reed leaf and an extended arm. Imi, or ima. Give, place, cause. And here it says var, which is variation, which a variation of the spelling is im, and then here's the ma, ima. Ima, or imi, very powerful word. Imi, which means of mine or belongs to me. Imi, right? Like when we say Ankh em ma'at, I live in ma'at. That in is im, or me, or ma. And it can be Anki ma ma'at, Anki em ma'at. That im is imi, which means to be within something, right? In, imi, of mine. So it's belonging to me. Belonging to me. But of course, within the medu, there's depth. So the imi, which is your interior nature, that which exists within you, can also simultaneously be a negation, as we see here. Imi, negation, verb, variation, ima. So it can also negate something, to take it away. So it can give and it can take away. Same word. Give to negate. To give to negate. Slightly different spellings. All right, both contain the owl, but it's a dualistic word. Something that's belonging to you and something that's also not belonging to you. Imi, which is the word that he chose to use here. Ima, give. Because there's other words for give, to give something, but he chose to use this word for a very specific reason. There's a duality in the word, because in the teachings itself, it speaks about what happens when one receives the teachings and what happens when one does not receive. Right? It can give you and it can take away. That's the ima, which is rooted here in im here, with the ma'ah standard, which means to form or to shape. To form and to shape something. What are you forming and shaping? The imi, or the ima, the interior, a good disposition. So that which what you are giving, your giving, is rooted within formation and shaping something. So when you're giving your ears to hear, this giving isn't just based in what we may think of just handing something to someone, where it may take no attention, it may take no effort, right? Anybody can just give something to someone. Here you go. There you go, and go on about your day. The ima, which has 2 owls in it, is a different level of giving, because the same giving can be removed and taken away, which all is forming and shaping your interior disposition, that which exists inside of you. So imait and neferet, imait, a good disposition, a beautiful one, the interior. Ani, to remove or to put aside. As I've taught many times within these sessions, that the N and the M are interchangeable a lot of the time. So just like here, imi is a negation, to take something away. So is ani, to remove or to put aside. So looking at the etymology of the word forgive, to give, to forgive, of course, has the word give in it. Okay, there we go. Make sure that you all can see what I see. So yes, forgive, to give, to grant, to allow, to remit a debt, forgive, to pardon an offense. Also, give up and give in marriage, past tense, forgive. From for, here probably complete. Tut or ger, to be complete. Completely what? To give. From pi root gabech, which means what? To give or receive. To give or receive. Both. That's what forgiveness is rooting in, because when you're forgiving someone, it's not necessarily for them, it's for you. You're giving them something so you can receive peace, so you can receive ger, completion, so you can receive kemet, so you can be in a silent state. That's what forgiveness for most, when it really comes to Pekka Mku and healing, there's a lot of forgiveness that has to take place for many different reasons, for self, for others, and when it's for others, it's still for you. So you're giving to receive something for yourself. Same thing with reciprocity. You're giving something to receive something in return, in which it may not necessarily be rooted into actually receive something, but when you are when you're knowledgeable of how reciprocity works, of how the building blocks of this reality, what makes it up, then you understand that giving is receiving. This is why the act of not giving is the same as the act of not receiving. It's the same thing. This is why reciprocity is so important. So the gab, to give or receive, again, which is a concept rooted within the medu of the ima, to give, which is also to negate by forming and shaping the interior nature. And while the basic sense of the root probably is to hold, which can either in offering or in taking. In offering or in taking. To give and to receive, which again is rooted in grasp, which is what the hand does. And I put that in one of my latest tones, I always speak about duality in the tones. I treat it like a pendulum swing, and it's a fun activity. When the hand is hidden in source, we grab up or tie up the knots or sever. Either way, the only outcome is top. So whether the hand is being used to grab the chain, as we see in the teachings of the Amduat, with the hidden hand, grabbing the chain that's connected to a pep, or that same hand that's used to sever, to hold or to let go, right? Because holding on to something, again, everything has its balance when you walk with that. You know, when you're holding on to something, it can weigh you down if it's something that needs to be released, right? Sometimes we hold and we grasp onto something that needs to be released. We need to let that go. And other times, we may need to hold tighter to something, and we're releasing when we should be holding tighter. And we see it happen all the time. And that is, it's a fundamental teaching to have, right? And so when we have the or the to clasp, to grasp, and to seize, to seize. And as you see here, any, to bring or to carry off, to remove, to bring or to remove, which is to overcome trouble. Pekka Mku, remove things bad. That word pekka is to remove, to separate. Which again is, as you see here, Eni, which is the walking bowl, which also means to remove something. The duality of the language is implemented within so many aspects that will just be overseen and missed, right? So it does take a particular type of frequency to, show these things. So this is all just within the first word, ima, and the giving, and how really why that word was chosen, because it's something that can also be simultaneously used as something that takes away. So the very first word for the very first teaching within the very first chapter is a word that has a double of giving and receiving, or giving and taken away. So which side of the frequency are you on when it comes to ima? What are you ima, or giving your ears to? And so just as I showed in Sim, with the Sim to give praise, Sim or Simut, which means the mourners. So here are the mourners who are also giving praise, right? Carrying the same frequency and tone as the priest that's doing the cleansing and leading the Karast, as they're in all white. Or im also means to cry, to exclaim, whoa, to grieve, to lament, or to mourn. Amiyu, mourners. So there's that, the tone that in English will be called a homophone, is now tapping into something that is dealing with mourning, right? And this has a complete matrix within it. but it's a full thing when done properly. There's a proper way to do everything, and there's a proper way to mourn as well. And so here is a beautiful image in the Perhe of Roy, TT255, an 18th dynasty scribe during the reign of Horemheb. So here you see the Hemet, the mourning pose, lamentation of Aset, covering up the head. And you also see it here with the Sinu, with the brothers. Everyone wearing all white. So this mourning that's taking place, this crying, which is a purification. It's a purification, and it's an actual fantastical event. It's a beautiful event to be able to create something from pure emotion, right? It's a magical thing. It's a manifestation thing, to be able to bring forward an actual physical thing from how you feel versus from a thought, right? It's very powerful and magical. But as we see here, to mourn, ama, which then is to see, ama, to see, root word, the bilateral, bi meaning to, and ma, is to understand or to know. So yes, here in the Medu, the word meaning to understand or to know also creates the same word to see, right? While simultaneously talking about the process of mourning and lamentation. So so we see here, to know, which the abbreviation is a standard with the cow on the standard. Why is that? What else does mean? Swallow, to breathe in or to absorb. So to know, the Seshu taught again with breathing in, absorbing something, swallowing. The right? Which and you hear people say all the time when they're talking about the judgment scene, you know, oh, here's the judgment scene and your heart's weighed with the feather, and if it's not lighter than the feather, then your heart gets fed to Amit, the devourer of souls. And no one ever says, well, it's because of the name Amit is rooted and comes from to swallow, to absorb, to breathe in, to take in, right? The ama, to take in, to breathe in. And so here you see a beautiful reflection within the sun, or Ra, with the rays of light, and the eye, which is also a Ra, a door, with the rays of light coming down, which are representative of tears. Very powerful and beautiful teaching. So ama will also create the word brilliance, as you see here. Ima, Ama'u, with Ra there. To be brilliant, to be splendor, brightness. Ima, which also then creates the word imak or amak, which means to be venerable. Which all connects to the rek, which is to know, knowledge, right? And as you see here, with following Sechem F, he listens. So in the dictionary itself, it shows you can't really see that. Let me see. Okay. No. Can you see that? Okay, you can kind of see it. It says Sechem F. Sechem F, which means he listens. So it's saying that no, you can follow. It follows up with Sechem F in this dictionary, which is Egyptian grammar. But man, I can't get y'all to see it. But in the dictionary, it's showing how rek is closely associated with Sechem F, which is listening or receiving. All right. So this washing of the eyes allows one to see, right? Cleansing, purification, the peka imku, the ani, the removal of certain things. And that's where the tears are manifested from. It's the removal of certain things, and it's a purity thing. And a lot of it, again, will directly tie you back into forgiveness, which means to completely give, right? That's where there's levels when it comes to forgiveness. And again, it's something that means to give and to receive, from gab, meaning to grasp or to clasp, which can either be to receive or to give. And so it just depends on which frequency that you are choosing to lead with at that particular moment. And so with this knowing, which to understand, to know is the same to see, which is the same to mourn, it's always going to tie you back to knowledge, meaning to see the light, brilliance, knowing, right? The light rays being A'amu. So, of course, the name of the Cometians themselves will tie directly into this. So, Amu, which light, ray, or beams. Again, we're still dealing with the that which what you're giving, what is creating this tone that this scribe is choosing to use for you to give. Very first word, light rays. And so Remy, which is the eye, weeping, which again is just another reflection and teaching and echo and rhyme of the Amet here. It just means to devour. It also means light, rays of light, beams of light. So Remy, which is the name of Ra, 75 forms of Ra, Remy. And of course, there's always going to be a feminine, a goddess of offering. She had 4 forms. Remet. So the weeping, Ra, which is where the Reketi come from, right? The Remetu, one of the names of the Cometians are the Remetu, which are rooted within the Rem, meaning to eat. So, was that you, Atef?
Nah, that wasn't me.
Oh. Okay.
But too out for teaching on my name.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, you can find this within the tomb of Seti I, and I showed that within one of the God Body sessions, and showing the 75 forms of Ra in the per head of Seti I, and one of them being Remi. Right, so being the people of light, to become an Aku, which means to be light. Those who are Reketi, who are studying and Peka and Ku and cleansing and Abu and becoming pure, are manifestations from the morning or the tears of Ra, right? Which again is simultaneously teaching light, which is something that can be given and taken, something that you can give and something that you can also receive, which creates a beautiful balance with each other, which then also branches off into understanding and knowledge and sight, right? And that's that is the brilliance that comes with that, making one bright. And so, praised in the mouths of the people of Reket, Sim, Im, Ra, in Reket. Give your ears. So now on to the second word. What are we given? Your ears. And I brought this forward to the quote unquote conscious community in modern times, of showing and pretty much almost every session I brought forward a new definition for the word Ankh, because prior to me teaching on it, it was heavily always and only life. So Ankh means ears, as I've brought forward. Ear, dual, which is 2 Ankhs, which is also a title. It's Or Ankh, great ears. It's the title of a netter. So give Ankh. Give Ankh. Ear, organ of hearing. From Greek ous, aus, 2 ears. Au, ear. In music, capability to learn and reproduce by hearing, which is how I learned how to play the piano, is I learned how to play by ear, by listening to music and just sitting down and recreating it, finding each key, finding the tone, hearing a chord, and learning the tones of each key. I didn't learn how to play the piano by learning how to read music or any of that, just by listening to music and taking the time to sit down and learn to recreate, to copy it. That is that's one of a very powerful skill set to have, is to learn how to copy. So many people are caught up in the matrix, and you know, where the copying is placed within something that's isfet, because most people will copy and steal and, you know, do other things and not create something of their own as well. So there's a difference, you know. But to be an echo, to be a copy, is also to be unique, in which I've given some deep teachings on uniqueness, and how we taught about the uwa, or to be one of one, while still being a copy and an echo of something. So how are you one of one while simultaneously being an echo and a copy? Because we understood the uniqueness that comes from the branching out of the source of wherever it comes from. And so we're all striving to echo each other, echo the netter, ma'at. And with that, you know, comes a process of copying. And I utilize that to become great at certain things. Is before you can make something your own, you copy. And by doing so, you learn all of the steps on the way to be able to get creative. So hearing and learning music by ear, 1520s, hence play by ear. Play by ear. So then, of course, creates the word oral, A-U-R, pertaining to the ear, Latin auris or oris, the ear as the organ of hearing. The meaning, received or perceived by ear. Orally, right? Not confused with oral, with speaking, oration, right? And oracle. And here you have oracle, which is the external part of the human ear. The ear as a chamber of the heart. As a chamber of the heart. From Latin, so called, from a perceived similarity in shape to an animal's ear. And so when we look at this word ankh, right, you see the ankh and then you see an ear here, but you don't see a human ear. You see a ear of an animal, right? And so here, when you go to Egyptian grammar, page 463, you see ear of an ox. Ideogram or determinative, ear, example, in mescher, which means ear. Ankui, the two ears, the ankhs, the ankui, or two ears. Also in actions connected with ear, example, sejim, to hear, ed, to be deaf, phonetic and phonetic determinative, ATEN, from Hebrew, ozen, ear. So here you see the Hebrew word for ear, ozen, which comes from the Medu Neter word ATEN, which Saba did a class on Adonai, and how that sources into the ATEN. And again, ATEN, he didn't even touch on ATEN being the ear, which then also then creates the Hebrew word for ear. In ATEN variation, to replace, or atenu, deputy. So we have the ear of an ox. Why do we have an ear of an ox used in the word ankh, right? And it was in Saba, I remember he asked a question in a pod class recently about why is there an ear, a cow's ear, an ox ear, bull ear, used and not a human ear, right? And those who were in the Ma'at Fundamental Friday class knew the answer to that, because these teachings, we get into that. So ATEN. Ear. So the netter of the solar disk, right? We're the house of ATEN, which is the same word for ear. To act as a deputy, to rule for someone else, to serve as a wakil. So to service someone else, to be able to be in position of someone else, of course, it comes with high attention, which then only is connected to the ATEN, which is the ears. Here is the National Library of Medicine, the role of sound in livestock farming. And so here, I'll quickly go through this. So when we look at the cow here, if you look at his ears, if you look at her ears here, you see them just moving. They have free range with their ears. So when they done an experiment on ears of the cows, we found something very interesting, which again, I teach language outside of just words that we speak. And this is what's going to allow breakings of many matrices, is when you understand that language is eternal and all around you. Everything is communicating and speaking at all times. And when you learn to tap in to that, you start to be able to learn another language, and it's called the universal language. It's a beautiful thing. It's literally the medu nature, the language of nature. It's the words of nature. And so here, when we look at the cow, and so when we studied and watched and observed, you're able to see. So when the ears are in an axis, ears straight out to the side, perpendicular to the head rump axis, and forward, 30% forward. Backwards, the ears are up above the neckline, the ears being backward and down, asymmetrical to the left, asymmetrical to the right. Where the neck is held, if the neck is held above a horizontal line, whether it's straight, whether it's below, or whether it's all the way down. And in the tail, being able to look at the tail as well. And by studying these movements of the tail and the ears, you're able to understand and learn the language of the cow. So cows have a hearing range that is closest to that of humans, as shown in table. However, they have a better ability to perceive higher frequencies in contrast to horses and goats. Cattle have a poor ability to localize the source of sounds. Same as humans. So it was just genius to utilize the cow's ear to be reflective of our ears, because their ears are closest to ours. They're the closest to that of humans in the hearing range. So they're not able to localize the source's sounds as great as others, even with this ability here to be able to tune their ears and move them. And with that comes some powerful things. So when we look at this, here's a chart here. Senses are systems by which animals receive information. Senses are system, right? Your senses, sight, hearing, smell, touch, etc. Your senses are systems by which animals, in which humans are animals, bipedal hominids are animals, or part of the animal kingdom. So senses are systems by which animals, including us, receive information about their environment. Hearing, vision, olfaction, taste, and touch are the most common sensory modalities of vertebrates, whereas perception reflects how this information is organized, interpreted, and experienced. Whereas perception reflects how your senses organize information. It can be explained by two processes, a bottom-up physical and a top-down psychological. Bottom-up processes reflect the transfer of the information from sensory input, whereas top-down processes refer to the way the information is interpreted based on knowledge and experience gained through the lifetime. So very powerful. Behavior, right, is a complete creation from your perception that's created from your cognition, your cognitive experience, as well as your sensory inputs, vision, taste, touch, hearing, and olfaction. This is what creates the sensory input. The sensory input is what creates your perception, as well as your experience, your knowledge, what you know. It's going to create your perception. So if you have an experience and you only have a limited amount of knowledge of something to connect it to, your language is too compressed to be able to explain yourself, right? So you may say, I have a difficult time explaining this thing that happened. And it's because we don't have the word, which is just the tone frequency that we consciously are aware of, that's connected to a meaning that we understand, so we can say the word to best describe what we're wanting to articulate. And this is language. This is the nefer thing about language. Once you step outside of tone, and as far as speaking, and you expand your vision, your sight, to be able to receive the language of nature around you. And by expanding your knowledge as a reket, you're then able to interpret your experience more accurately. So then it creates a more shaped perception, which then, of course, directly affects your behavior and how you act. So whatever you perceived something to be, created the action of you doing something, was based upon your own sensory input, your own knowledge, and what you can apply through your experience of the knowledge that you know. Is very deep. And when we truly understand this, we can see how each individual person and each action that we choose to make is solely based on self, right? Again, it takes you back to accountability. When you take accountability for this, you're able to shape it. You're able to shape it and mold it more so into what you want it to be, your experience, right? Because then what you perceive creates your behavior, which then repeats itself, because then your behavior now creates a different experience, and it continues as a cycle, right? And so when you take the sensory inputs, and of course when you add that sixth one of the uwachit, of the eyebrow, of the horn, of the abu, which is the thought, you're now rooted in the foundation that then creates your perception. Very powerful. And this happens to every animal, the animal kingdom. It's all the same process. And so we see the owl, or excuse me, the ear of the cow being used to represent life, ankh, in our ears, right? And their ability to be able to be mobile with their ears, which some people still have that ability. It's a vestigial trait to be able to move the ears, but most people aren't able to move the ears, but we're a part of the animal kingdom, and it's a vestigial trait. So you still actually you do have the ability to move the ears, which then allows for more accuracy in pinpointing where the source of a sound is coming from, which humans aren't great at. right? If you lose something, say you lose your phone and you have a thing to ping it, right? You ping it, you may be looking for it. You won't just go directly to it and be able to pinpoint exactly where it's at. You got to kind of research, and cows' ears are very similar as well, oxen, which of course is the Neteret Het Hor, Hathor. So we see her here, beautiful. The Nile Sistrum with the name Apries, which here is the Sekim, which is the Medu word for sistrum. Musical instrument, the musical instrument, which is Sekim. Here with Het Hor, with the Het on her head, as you see here. This is in the Met Museum, accession number 17.190.19. The Jed F. Hoot Tepet. He says, first chapter, Hoot, or Het, which is the word for chapter, same word for temple, that you see on Het Heru's head, because she is representative of the temple. The word Het means temple. Het Hor, Hathor, name of the 4th month. Het Hor, which is the word for face. As you see here, Hor, the word for face, which is also the word for sight. Of course, as the face is looking directly at you, Hor also means sight, with your own eyes. As you see the two Ankti, right? The two ears, which is also the two eyes. So as you are seeing, the ears and the eyes within the Medu Neter, within the Seba'it and the teachings of Ma'at, from the scribes themselves, completely taught the beautiful rhyming relationship that the ears and the eyes have with one another as senses. Very powerful. So Hor, up above, upper part. So another word for the skies or for the heavens would be Hor as well. So yeah, Ankui, ears, Anket, which is eye, and of course Ankh, which is mirror. Mirror. And here's just a beautiful piece in the Met Museum, again, during the reign of Akhenaten, a session number 21.9.15. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, it's the banner. Okay. So I'll create my presentations in the future. Just lift it up a little bit. All right. So yes, as you see, the ears are highly distinguished on Hor, on the face here. All right, to represent the importance of the ear, the Ankh, right? So you have Hathor, Het-Hor, and then you have Hor. You have the mother, the temple of Hor, and you have him himself. Both of them being echoes of each other, which takes us right back to face and sight. She is the mirror, and he is the reflection of the mirror. So when we look at the first two words of this sentence, Ima and Ankh, Ima, Ankh, because we're still on the first two words of this sentence, you have Imait, as I showed, Ima, which means brilliance or to give out light, which also then means morning, which of course is directly connected to the Neteret as a form of ritual for resurrection, and which then is rooted in the word to know, which also then creates to see, right? And that Amait, which is an epithet or a ren of Het-Hor. She is the Amiyet, and she is also the Anket. Anket, the living, an epithet of Het-Hor and Aset. So the very first words within this sentence structure of giving your ears is clearly tied directly into sight, from what all I just went through and taught on, and how everything is directly connected to sight and seeing, and the hearing, the importance of the ears, and how giving and receiving have a beautiful relationship with one another, and the first two words, which is a frequency that's used to teach and represent Heru as the Neteret of the ears. Very first sentence, give your ears, are the very first two words of the Neteret of the ears. Amen Mope was extremely deep and was very particular and intentional in the words that he chose to use to teach his students through his Seba'it writing. He wasn't just an average at all. He was very deep. So Duan Hinu to Amen Mope, just for the depth and the teachings that he took in place within these writings. So Ima Ankh, give your ears to what? Sejim, to receive stability. So next I will get into Sejim and how Sejim means to calculate and deals with the mathematical reckoning, giving solutions through healing magic. The solar tree of morning. So I'll go through just a little bit of this. Just to give you all just a little bit. So yes, Sejim, as we have here, meaning to receive, which is the same ear of the cow of Het-Hor here. So how does receiving also mean calculation and dealing with the reckoning of giving solutions through healing magic? How is that? Imi Ankui Sejim Dejed. I just taught everyone why the actual glyph used for the ear is a cow's ear and why Amen Mope is introducing his teachings with the sentence above. Ima is what helps to shape your thoughts, right? Allowing you to receive through your senses, through your cognition, and through your experience, which creates your perception, which then creates your behavior. And this is done by giving your attention and opening the doors of sound vibration, opening the Ankui, washing the Ankui, the Anket, the eyes and the ears to be able to properly receive. And by expanding your Raket, by expanding your knowledge, your cognitive experience becomes more accurate and versatile. And you have a better understanding of your senses, and you're able to discern the the difference between something that is more relatable to you or something that's an outside source cloaking itself. And all that just comes from your senses, because senses can easily be manipulated. I think everyone has a understanding of that. Like, your senses are heavily manipulated. As we know, our sight, as far as our eyes and what we see, is just perception of light. It's just reflections. We're literally just seeing reflections. Our eyes are lenses. We don't see with the eyes. They're just lenses, and we see through a reflection. And of course, that can be manipulated heavy. So the more you're able to focus in on that and work with that and train your senses, you're able to discern, is this feeling what I think it is? By Sejemu, your eternal stability is what you will receive via Seba'it. Let me turn this so you can see. What you will receive via Seba'it is eternal stability by Sejemu. Sejem is more than just listening. It's math. I went into depth how the eyes and ears are both recognized as doors to receive light information. Right? The listening eye. And to close, I showed how the first two words speak of receiving, which are also names of Het Heru, tying the knot right back to the sacred cow, and why we respect and venerate nature and animal life, and used it to describe extremely deep concepts of high consciousness. So let us continue. I hope you all are taking notes as I'm going through this, just to give you all as much as I can within this time span here to take with you. So that was just all within the very first two words of this Seba'it, and it continues to get deeper, and the concepts continue to expand and blossom. Right. So how those first two words I taught directly, showing Het Heru, and within the sentence it'll continue, and in the next sentence it goes into something else. So very powerful. So let's read this again. Chapter 1, give your ears, hear the sayings. Right. And so I just gave an extensive teaching on what this really means and why it's not just give your ears, hear the sayings. Give your heart to understand them. It profits to put them in your heart. Woe to him who neglects them. Let them rest in the casket of your belly. May they be bolted in your heart. When there rises a whirlwind of words, there'll be a mooring post for your tongue. If you make your life with these in your heart, you will find it successful. Sejem is a tone that means to receive. By giving your ears to eternal life, receive eternal life. The ears are also recognized as being a part of the eye, and that which is another symbol of healing and anointment. So here is Sejem, meaning to receive. So what else does Sejem mean? It's the eye makeup. To paint the eyes, to anoint, to apply. Eye paint, makeup. So just the actual application of the eye paint, which is, we know the importance of that, right? At least most of us know a basic of an understanding of the importance of that. And yeah, the drawing of the actual painting of the eye, also anointing, right? Taking the oil and doing anointing and applying makeup is the word sejim. So the word for listening or receiving through the ear, again, is directly tied into sight and outlining and creating a paint of the eye and anointing someone. So again, the Medu will continuously always be reflective of itself and teach in multi ways, especially through sound and sight, through the ears and through the eyes, as the Ankti. Allow your Ankui ears to be a means of sight for you, the listening eye. This is why what you listen to is so important. Of course, uach or ucha, eye paint. So the actual word for the eye paint is uachit or ucha. What's the importance of that? It's the same word for healing, to be healed. So that eye paint carries the same tone as healing, and as one is sejemu, is applying that makeup on the eye, one is also then simultaneously sejem, being able to receive, because you're drawing on the doorway just as you're receiving in the doorway as well through the Anktui. So the uachit, the healing of the eye paint itself containing sulfate of copper, is sejemu when being drawn on you. Guess what else ucha means? Sejem, of course, means to paint the eyes. Ucha, open a door, right? The ucha, which is the actual eye paint itself, going on the eye, going on the ankh, which is a door, through the ears and through the eyes. So this opening of the door is a discernment. Devote to or remove. Ucha, judgment, to judge, which is all directly from the discernment, right? So to paint the eyes with the ucha is also doing all of this. It's a representation of discernment. It's a representation of opening a door to be able to judge properly by receiving and giving, by removing and adding. See, when one has this within their consciousness at the forefront of what they're doing, it brings a completely different perception, which brings a different behavior, because now your senses are expanded and your knowledge of what your senses are receiving is expanded. So therefore your perception, what you are able to perceive, is uwa, is expanded, or au, stretched out. And this all then creates a ma'ah, right? The eye, which is ma'at, truth, and the teaching of the uachit, the complete and whole healing eye, which directly is the word judgment. And ucha, the remain over of balance and calculations. So the ucha is the remainder over something. It's a balance. In math itself, in calculations. Now, do you see an even stronger connection and bond with the eyes and ears? Ucha being the actual eye paint that you wear to represent holiness, or to be whole, to be complete, to be tim, to be gur, silent, complete whole, is applied by Sejemu. This discernment allows for the proper judgment by reckoning the information that enters your doors. This measurement is what makes up the ucha and allows you to come to a solution to the problems in front of you. Guess what else is connected to mathematics and judgment? Because of course the ucha, which is mathematical fractions, one half of a hekat, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and 1/64 of a hekat, which is a form of measurement, which again is rooted in the hek or the heka, which is rulership, which again is magical tones being used to rule and govern your own experience and your reality by properly learning how to reckon through your senses, which then creates your perception, which then acts out your body. You're animated now based on your perception. So what else is concerned with connected with mathematics and judgment? Sejim. Sejim is the word that means solution to a mathematical example, an interrogation, or to examine. So now receiving isn't just receiving something, now it's examination. Now it's connected to solution. You're finding a solution, because of this is what you use to find a solution, right? The Sejim, which is the actual application of the uachit, of the healing, which is taught within a representation of the senses being drawn around the eye. That Sejim, which is taking place of drawing out the healing, is also directly connected frequency wise as the tone Sejim, as creating a solution, which then allows for examination and interrogation. So now the same word used for receiving or to listen is the word solution and examination. Right? We learned from Saba TEHUTI that ma'at means to examine. Ma'at, which is the word for eye. And so now PTAH is teaching you that the word Sejim, which is the glyph made up of an ear, meaning to listen or to receive, also means to examine. The eyes and the ears both are to be used as examination tools by utilizing the mathematics, right? So we continue. This is the reckoning. This is the measurement, because the heka, the 1/2 of a hekat, 1/4 of a hekat, the hekat, which is a measure, of course, is the ruler. As shown in the previous class, a word for the ear is also, as we see here, ATEN. Right, as I taught on, ATEN is the word ear, which is also a name for Heheru, right? A tree of Heheru, Atenu or Atenet, which is also the word for a coffin or a box, right? So here's the Atenet, which again is the word for ear, Aten. Karast of Nespa or Shesef, eat. And here you see a beautiful image here of the Atenet. It's a tree giving the sustenance to the Ba. So all of the Sejim that I am doing right now as one who is painting around the eye, as everyone is symbolically an eye, because you all are observing the teachings. And as I paint and as I draw, as I Sejim, you too are also Sejim because you're receiving. And within that, allows one to become a discerner, right? By understanding the ears and the eyes are mirrors of each other, you're then able to listen with the eye, and then you're then able to see with the ears, which then opens up a whole new reality for you. Chapter 125, the introduction. Driver away of Shu is the name of this door, saith the majesty of Inpu. Art thou knowing the name of this leaf? Of what? Of Sechem. Here's the ear and the owl. Of this leaf, of the upper, right? Hor, face, sight. It's the same word for upper. So now you Sechem Hor, which is the leaf, as I showed. What's the word for the two doors? The Ankh. The Ankhi, the two ears, i.e. leaves of a door. So the leaf of the door is the Ankti, as well as the Sechem. So do y'all see how it's just continuous? That I've just been teaching how these tones and these frequencies, how we talk within the Medu nature of the ears and the eyes, the Ankti, the Ankh, the Ankui. And so now the Sechem is the leaf of the upper and the leaf of the lower. Lord of Ma'at, upon his 2 feet, is the name of the leaf of the upper. So what's the name of these Sechem on the doorways of the Kursek Shu? Neb Ma'at Hori Tep Ret F. Neb Peheti Thesu Min Minet, Lord of Might, disposer of cattle. Past then thou knowest, O Asar, the scribe, accounted of Hetep Neter, of the Netiru, of all thieves, Uast, Ani, triumphant, Lord of what? Amak, to venerate. Amak, which is rooted in that or Ama, the very first word, to give. And this is from the Tehutep. Beneficial is listening for the son who Sejemu. Ak, beneficial, light, conscious. Ak is listening for the Sejem, for the one who Sejemu. What else? Ak, Sejem. Ak enters, attention enters. So attention and beneficial translated from the same vibrational tone of Ak. Here's Ak, and then here's Ak. Attention enters into one who listens. One who listens becomes one who is heard. Keper Sejemu im Sejemi. So again, one who gives is one who receives. One who receives is one who gives. One who listens is one who is heard. Good listening, Nefer Sejem, leads to what? Nefer Ucha, where I just showed as discernment, as judgment. As Ucha, the name of the paint that's used to go around the eye. Nefer Ucha comes from Nefer Sejem, of the Medet. He who cultivates attention is ever Aket. Loving to listen, ak mer sejem in sejemu. Loving to listen well serves the listener. Nefer sejem, ra netet nebet. Better it is to listen than anything, as from what is loved comes from what is beautiful. Give your ears, hear the sayings. Give your heart to understand them. It profits to put them in your heart. It profits to put them in your heart. Ima is the same word that we just went over. And so here's the second sentence. Ima hati ka ra uha u. So as we started with give your ears, ima ank, now it's ima hati. So before give your heart to understand them, you got to first give your ears to receive them before you can uhau, before you can interpret them or understand them. First, you got to give your ears to receive them. Then there comes a time of uhau. So once you receive them, that doesn't mean that you now uhau. Understand them. Imi hati, who which is in front, which was before, that which is in front, of course. Ima and hati, as you see the fourth part of the lion here, which is the word for heart, which is also the word to mean to be in the front. Hauti, hautiu is ancient. The hautiu are the ones who came before. They're the ancient ones. And here's Emet Hat F, she who is in his front. Who is the one who is in his front? The Emet Hatf, which is the Oreus. As you see on the Tep Ma'ah, on the front of the crown, the Emet Hat. So the same word, give your heart, is the name of the Oreus that sits at the forefront of the crown. Give your heart. So this Imihat, she who is in the front, the Araret, the great serpent, literally means to give your forefront of your heart, right? Lead with the left. Hati, which is heart. Hatiu, which is thoughts. So this is something that has to be reprogrammed continuously. Your thoughts are directly connected with your heart. We always connect our thoughts with our brain, not our heart. And this is a real thing when you, and again, it takes consistency of reprogramming that my thoughts that I have, it's rooted in the heart. And once you're able to recognize that and be aware of that in real time as it happens, you're able to then discern and decide whether or not the thought needs to be pekka, to be removed, or cultivated, or brought to life, right? And that all just comes from the judgment or the sejim of being able to receive and being able to calculate to come to a solution. You come to a solution of a problem by sejim. It's the word sejim. Solution is sejim. And you only can come to that solution by putting in the actual act, right? And that all comes with learning how to uha'u, to understand the medu, right? Because this is what you're learning to understand is the medu, right? Which is deep. It's very deep. Hati, heart, central chest, breast, thought, courage. right? As you see, Per Imharu with the Ib or the Hati necklace. 18th dynasty, 1386, 1349 BCE, from the tomb of the architect Ka, 8. So this is the architect. Place them within your thoughts for interpretation. So this is just another translation that I added here, because to translate the Medu is not just to do it through one sentence. Like, you can do it so many times. And this is why I always encourage people to come to the Ma'at fundamental classes, so you can begin to learn how to Sejim, receive more than otherwise, right? So give your heart is the same as place them within your thoughts. So place the Medu that Amun and Mope is giving here, and place them within the Hati, the forefront of the heart. It should be sitting in the front. For what? For interpretation, which is Uhau. And this is I have a lot of teachings class on this word, and how it directly connects to the scribes, and learning how to translate, because this in the Medu Netra itself, the scribes would teach and write about interpretation, being able to interpret the Medu Netra. So just as I'm doing now, this is what we always did in ancient times. And so, of course, the more advanced you are as a scribe, the more you can place within the writings for the junior scribes to learn from. And so, of course, with studying the Medu comes a lot of Uhau, of learning how to interpret and understand what the scribe is saying and what the scribe is writing. So this is a word that's very important to know. And as you see, the word is the glyph of a boat, solar boat, which again is you. Uhaib, capable of action. So when you're Uhaib, that means you're capable of action now. Uha, another word for investigate. Just as ma'at means to investigate, to examine. Sejemu means to receive, to listen, means to examine. And uha, which means to interpret, also means to investigate. Uhaib, to stimulate thoughts, to explain, to solve, to loosen. And it's also a word for fishermen. So uha etenu, explain a difficult passage in a book. So here's the ATEN, same word for ears, or the atenu, same word as heheru, as the tree. The ATEN, the deputy, is here translated as a difficult passage in a book, as you see this classified here. So uha etenu, to explain a difficult passage. Place thoughts for interpretation, hati, which is heart or your senses, to sense, which is also the word for a bow warp of a ship. Bow warp of a ship. Which is the forepart of of the ship. So just as we travel, right, on the boat of consciousness, where the ucha, and I showed this in one of my sessions, of the ucha, the eye being at the forefront at the actual hati, at the bow warp of the ship. what's leading and at the forefront of the ship, of the boat, is the Uachi, right? And all of what that means, which is the heart. Hati literally is leading with the left. It's the bow, it's the forefront of the Ebe, because the word for left is Ebe. And let me show one more thing, because I don't want to show all of this and how this entire sentence, the Ima Hati Kara Uhau, is also metaphorically teaching you to build yourself up as a boat, piece by piece, piece by piece, bulwark of the ship, getting to the ribs of the ship, so many different parts of that make up an actual building of a ship is subconsciously written within this sentence, because you'll just read, give your heart to understand them, place them within your thoughts for interpretation. Two different translations here, but I can give so many more translations, and this is the actual construction of a boat. So you are building your boat up by studying the Seba'it, placing them within your thoughts. You're literally building and shaping your very first sound vibrational tone of the instructions, which means to form or to shape. You are doing that by receiving and taking in the teachings of Amen and Mopeh. And so with that, let me just find something to close with here, since we're a couple hours in. And yeah, I just wanted you all to be able to have, these teachings, and just to show you just how deep it can get, within this Seba'it, and to come to my fundamental classes, in which I have an update for all the great Karu this week for those sessions. So yes, the bow, which is the forward part of a ship, bow, to bend, bow, the inclination of the body or head, in reverence, bow, right? So the forward part of a ship, the bow, or the bow. And here it is, as I spoke about, the Uachit, which is here at the bow warp at the Hati. And so this is where your heart is, your sense, right? Very powerful. Sa'ak, to pull oneself together, to be collected of the mind. And so I just go through the next couple slides here to everyone for your attention, for your sajim, and yeah, may this have benefited you all and help to teach you more in depth about the giving and receiving of forgiveness, of Pekka Imku, of cleansing, of purity, purification, releasing, so that way you can receive, right? So you are Ama Ankui, right? You're giving to shape and build your ears, to be able to sajim, to receive, so you can then create solutions to problems, because you're mathematically sound. And so your sajimu of what? Of the dechet, of the words that are spoken, which of course is eternity, the chetet, stability and duration, to speak for eternity. Give your ears to receive the eternal speech of stability. Give your heart to understand them. Place them within your thoughts for interpretation. As the bulwark of the ship, and as one is giving the heart, the hati, you now then serve as a pilot. You're piloting your ship, right? Which all is then connected directly to the eb, which is directly connected to the eyes and to the ears as being the ankh, the ankui. So just again to conclude this session of the listening eye, which could be a part one, but the listening eye and washing out those doorways, and breaking out more so you have a wider door to be able to receive more information, while simultaneously creating a lock by locking these with these teachings, the seba'it, within your hati, within the forefront of your heart, so it's always there. The sa'ak, the collection, the collectiveness of the mind, organization of the thoughts. Give your ears to receive the eternal speech of stability, and give your heart to understand them. Give your heart to understand them. Place them within your heart. Place them within your thoughts for interpretation. Ankh Dejed Usir, Ankh Em Ma'at. As we continue to keep moving forward, as we continue to Pekka Em Klu and cleanse and come forward as conscious light, and expand our senses, deepen our knowledge, express our courage and bravery by learning how to forgive yourself through the things that you may have acted yourself, or that have may been acted upon you. Forgiveness is the key. You give so that you can receive. Uncle Jasaneb, Ankh Dejed Usir, to everyone who's supporting these sessions and these classes. Ma'at fundamental classes will be back in effect very soon. I have an update for you all very soon for that. So if you want more teachings like this of the Seba'it, and again, this was just the very first sentence, and I didn't even complete it, the very first sentence. And it continues and goes on, and this is a daily thing. So I know many of you wanted these sessions, so I brought this forward as an offering, and yeah, may you all appreciate and receive. It's a gem, and yeah, with that, I'll conclude. Anki Em Ma'at Un In Es, Sakim Em Arit Ma'ert Ka'a, Hotep Marie. To everyone for your attention. Without your attention, this does not exist. Hotep Marie. Peace and love.
Hotep, great brother. Can you hear me?
Hotep, yes, I can hear you.
2 off for that. I just want everybody to know this was for me. Not me alone, but I definitely mentioned to the great brother that I definitely need I need this in my life. So 2 off for that, for this Nefa offering, great brother. It was yeah, I don't even have words, great brother. You just taught on that. When you say the words sometimes in English don't do you justice. Man, this was absolutely phenomenal, great brother. Your classes are getting better and better as well. And I appreciate that. I had a whole bunch of notes right here, but I'm not even finna go. I'm not even finna. Yo, listen, I want to say this, good brother. And I want to tell everybody out there, I am looking forward to the next time you go on Sinetta's platform and teach. I'm looking forward to the expansion of the house of ATEN to the house of Ani Patah. I'm definitely looking forward to expanding my knowledge and getting to this level, getting to that level that you're at with the Sebai, with the teachings, with the Medu, brother, it's phenomenal. I definitely don't have the English language to express my gratitude to you, and I just want to thank you for your example and leadership, and Tua for the Nefer, for this Nefer teaching, great brother. Tua for all the beautiful all the beautiful pictures of the ancestors, of the beautiful writings, brother. Very, very, very deep and in depth. And yeah, I have a whole thing of notes here, but I'm not even gonna go through the notes, brother. I'm just gonna talk because I appreciate everything that you brought forth. I appreciate you teaching on my Ren. I appreciate you teaching on my brother, the Jed's Ren. I don't know how you did that. that was magic in itself. I'm like, what is going on here? And yo, listen, man, to our great brother. And I definitely look forward to you to those classes again. And I definitely have to make time to get these classes from you and be there live from you, because they're very, very, very Nefer. And man, I'm brother, to our great brother. I'm gonna let the Jazz speak because I have to process, brother. That was super fire. I love. That was just two words. Yo, hey, that's just 2 words. The Jed. That was just two words. The Jed. Man, I love the example, because you know a lot of times in you know, the Jed's classes are becoming the Jed, right? And that's all of our that should be everyone's path, is to become a netter, is to strive for greatness, right? To strive to get to that point. And I want to say this too. I'm gonna put this down right here. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to all of the food that you're gonna eat when the crabs approach. And yeah, the hate is yo, the hate is real. The love is fake. That's going on out there. So, you know, I hope that the ones that approach, they approach with caution, because I know that you know, there's platforms out there that need this. They need this teachings. They need you. And I know that comes along with you know, I see how they treat Saba. You know, how they try to discount him, and how they don't give him his props. So I'm gonna give you your adoration right now, great brother. And I'm right here standing next to you, and I look forward to the man. I look forward to that. Man, listen, this better be a forewarning to all of the so-called conscious teachers out there that think they at a level. Because Ani, this was absolutely phenomenal, great brother. And I don't, you know, I don't wish that somebody said something yesterday to Saba. It was Nukpu. Nukpu said to Saba, he said, Saba, I don't consider anything that you ever had to be a debate. You was just teaching them. So I look forward to that for you as well, great brother, because I know that it's gonna come as we progress, as you progress, and as you go to these other platforms and teach. That's exactly what it's gonna be. It's just gonna be teaching. It's not gonna be any type of debate. And as I look in the mirror, it allows me to get the confidence to know that that I can achieve this level of understanding that you have for our beautiful Medu Netra and the language. And it's definitely motivation and inspiration for me, great brother. So Hotep Hinu to you. And as the great brother Nook who does, when he gives you your sim and your adoration, great brother, I give you complete adoration, my good brother. So Hotep Hinu to you. And
Better keep teaching like this. You, yo, I was thinking, I was like, they really, the culture has shifted and the power has transitioned.
come join us, House of ATEN, Ancient Tehuti and Teachings in the Tiru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen. It shows me how much I've missed and not being in the classes on I think it's Friday you do it, or you do it Saturday morning sometime. But yeah, 2 hours for your time, great brother, 2 hours for your energy, and keep striving, keep advancing, and keep motivating and inspiring me and my great brother Dejed and everyone who's inspired by these teachings and everyone who's truly looking for the truth. And 2 hours, great brother, 2 hours.
Nini great brother, Hotep Hinu, Tua to you for that. Appreciate your words greatly, great brother. Yeah, Uncle Jocelyn Neb. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, well, yeah, it's yeah, I just love to just I don't really like to say too much. I like to just do it. But yeah, for sure, we're definitely going to do what we do and teach, and there's a lot of great lessons to learn and in conversation and discussion, and it is that time to just reestablish the structure, the order of the netter of the ancestors. So yeah, we're going to continue to keep teaching. So to our great brother for your Sakim, your powerful words. I appreciate every tone that you spoke greatly. Yeah, it's just a beautiful thing how is you and Dejed were always speaking to me about the Ma'at classes, and it just so happened that the first 2 words directly connect to both your ends. So that's just how it works. It's we're just here allowing the magic just to come forth and for us to experience. So just I love enjoying the ride of Heka. That just is always something powerful and magical that is always taking place, and it's just our own ability to Sajim, to receive and see it. It's always around us constantly, but being able to place the attention enough on it to see it is just a beautiful thing. So Hotep Hinu to you, great brother, the great Remy, the great Rim, to our great brother.
Yeah, you taught on Rem and Kim, so 2 hours for that. Yeah, I look forward to the day, like Cannabis says, that you get to eat and eat MCs and eat It's not even going to be no competition because the whole time I watched all of the so-called conscious teachers, I've never seen nobody except for Saba teach on one word or two words in such great length. I've seen a few of them, and and some of them are pretty good, but not to this level, brother. So two out to you, and keep moving forward, brother. Keep leading with the left, great brother.
Yeah, too. I may have to change my name when I go. Let me see. I'm gonna change it to.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes, exactly. Oh man, and they gonna they don't even know. I'm giving a warning now. I'm like, hey, just listen. This is it's not even no competition, brother. Like Nook who said the Saba, like it was just straight teaching. There was no debates. So two out to you, great brother, again.
Nini, a great brother. Hotep, great to Jed. It's a gym.
Hey, Hotep, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, all I gotta say is give your ears to receive the eternal speech of stability. Give your heart to understand them. Place them within your thoughts for interpretation. Hey, I love that instruction because not much time is given to give your ears to receive the eternal speech of stability. And Tua for you for there was a lot of sajim in there, and it's a difference between one that's just reading, right? They're just kind of going through the motion, and then there's one that daily does it, right? Because you have to be able to place them within your thoughts for interpretation, meaning that as you become familiar with it, you'll be able to gain a deeper understanding of what it is that you're reading. And I think that's the beauty of it, of spending time with it consistently. And of course, I love the Sabai where it says, if you listen, you will be one that would be heard. And and that's I love how you tie to that the a person trying it's difficult for them to find words, because I've been there before, and I've struggled with that before, like trying to turn the thoughts into words. And what that did, that just motivated me even more to continue to just imbue myself within the Sabbaths, because to gain that type of wisdom and to what I love about it is that you got to follow it first in order to truly speak on it. You got to live it. You got to let it just be an imbuement within oneself, and the experience from following it grants one this understanding of speech, this understanding of if someone's going through something or whatever, it's very easy to observe, because the Sabaid is in one's heart and one's eve. So this was very, very good, and I like the approach. This was different than all your other ones. This approach was you kind of merge your Scribal Session Sundays with your Fundamental Fridays. Um, this was really good, and so I want to say to for you for giving me new perspective, and I greatly appreciate this class right here. This was good, and yeah, I ain't gonna speak. Nah, yeah, I'll let the rest be. but but yeah, I continue to do what you do, Pata. Um, you inspire me, great brother. Hota.
Hotep, great brother. I'm off mute. Okay, yes. Hotep, great brother. Um, yeah, Uncle Jasaneb, to you. Tua for your medu. And yeah, it's just a wonderful thing. There's so many variations, classes, teachings.
Your mic is going in and out, honey.
Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. But yes, Tua Hinu, great brother, for your medu. And yes, either that translation, which of course was just for the first sentence, but I did 2 different translations because there's so many different ways to receive the writings, and that's just part of my mission as the scribe, is to just bring these writings, the popular ones, right, that everyone knows and reads, and teach on them that they've never been taught on before, and as well as new ones. People don't really read like that because there's just there's so many teachings within the silence of the sentence. That need to be pulled out and extrapolated for others to have an opportunity to receive the depth, and yeah, the guidance is just so powerful, and I recognize the power in it from the very beginning, and is again one of the reasons why I created the class, was to create an environment where we can study together, because the matrix just takes away our ability to really do that, and by keeping the Seba'it at the forefront, as Amenemope teaches, then a lot of the things that we come across can either be reconciled or wouldn't happen. Like if we literally kept the teachings at the forefront, like Amenemope said, if we really did that, then we would be, you would see more people on the panel. Brother Minku, where you at? Where you at, brother? I know you out there somewhere floating around, man. Where you at, man? But yes, to our great brother, you great brothers for that, and yeah, the Amenemope is just such a powerful Saba, and I've been studying his writing since I first read it. So for years, really digging into that writing. All the Seba'it. I'm gathering up all the Seba'it. And yeah, so yeah, Ankh the Jedu Seer, great brother. Tua Hotep. Tua to everyone who is supporting. Please support. Link is pinned to the top of the chat and also in the bio. So yeah, Tua Hinu, great brothers. Ma Karu. Yeah, Uncle Jocelyn. Tua very much.
Yeah, I love the different styles as well, great brother. I wanted to comment on that too. The different teaching styles that you bring forth. All of them, I don't know which one I like the best. I don't know. I love it when you bring the tones, of course. I love it when you do the well, how would we call it? I don't want to say false flag. Is that right? Is that the right term? I don't know. The real controversial classes, the classes that get flagged, right? I love those. Yeah, I love the musical, the rhythmic. Well, see, that's not even right because they all very rhythmic. I was in the zone for this class as well. I was taking a lot of notes, and then because I was watching it on the TV, I have it. I'm like the cow, so it's on the side of me. I'm listening on the side, but I'm watching it on the big screen. But then I'm turning and I'm screenshotting things, and I'm writing down things. But yeah, I love all the different styles too, brother. And yeah, I love it. I love all of the different styles of classes. And yeah, that's what taught me too. That's what inspired me. The way you're able to switch your styles, like ambidextrous, right? Able to do different styles just as well. So, I used to say that I love I used to look forward to, and I still do, look forward to the tones. But I don't feel like I missed out. I don't feel like I missed out because I didn't get a musical session. I don't feel like I missed out with this class. Like, even though I look forward to the tones that you drop, I still don't. They're all very good. Like the Jed said, they're all phenomenal, very in-depth. 2 words. Yeah. In the mortal words of cannabis, eat MCs. So, Amit the Devourer, y'all see what he got up on the screen. This is fair warning. I'm trying to give y'all warning, right? And then this great brother is doing nothing but motivating us. He's doing nothing but motivating the Jed. The Jed is becoming the Jed, right? My classes, I'm just trying to learn, and I'm just getting better and better, and I'm learning. And so, when the inundation comes, it's gonna be a flood for real. So, yeah, it's I inspire everybody, man. Just put the boat in the water where you at. It's not a competition. Just look in the mirror, hold the mirror to yourself, and just work on yourself. Just improve yourself little by little, brick by brick. We all building different houses. We all building different purrs, and it's up to you to search your flaws thoroughly. So, yeah, this was phenomenal, great brother. Again, too, I can't stop giving you adoration. Even though we started late, it was well worth the wait for me. So I hope everybody appreciates these classes. I hope people really, really, really see and understand what's going on here. The great brother Nukbu said to the good brother, the new brother TEHUTI or Jehudi, he said to him, he came in and immediately recognized the value. And I don't know if you heard Ani, but that brother came from Killer Priest as well, but he just found Killer Priest 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he just came across Killer Priest 2 weeks ago. So he knew to that good brother for creating whatever frequency he created that brought us all together and brought us to the great Saba. So yeah, I still don't know what's going on. Y'all see, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. I know a little bit, but I don't know what's going on because I wasn't expecting this. I really wasn't. It was, yeah, this is groundbreaking too right here, brother. Yeah, we're going to have to talk because I got to get all the classes I missed, bro. So we're going to have to talk. We're going to put together a package that put me on a little payment plan and a little reciprocity. I got to get them little by little like what's the good brother? Patah Damu Bull. Yeah, this is nutritious, brother. This is the stuff that gets me hyped up. Look, it's late. What time it is right now? It's 12:30, but I'm hyped up because I love learning, and it was so much in this class to digest that I definitely looking forward to running this back and being able to digest this because this is what a lot of people have been missing. So I hope everybody appreciate what's going on here. House of ATEN, we the original Axemen. Back to the source.
I don't even know what's going on no more. I don't even know what's happening, man.
Yes. So yes, Tua. Let me show the support, and then we'll get out of here. So let me share the screen. Yeah, I seen the brother TEHUTI, and I love it, man. I love when people come in on fire. We only thing we have to do is figure out how to keep that flame going. That's we got to learn how to keep the flame going. So Hotep and Hinu to that good brother for seeing immediately, because I know that's what you said as well. Me too. You see immediately the difference. So yeah, shout out to that brother for supporting the great Saba the way that he has. And I haven't been on the panel while he was on the panel yet, but I definitely am watching.
Yeah, he a good brother. He said he found Saba 2 weeks ago. At least like a week before he actually came on the panel. I think he been on the panel 2 weeks in a row, so maybe 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't even think that he knew who Killer Priest was because he was describing him. He didn't know like Wu-Tang Clan, Killer Army. He was describing him like his stature, like the big guy. And I'm like, but he said he's in Houston. So I mean, a lot of people don't know. Like, a lot of people only know, the 9 members of the Wu-Tang. A lot of people don't know Killer Priest. It's like everybody know Method Man, but a lot of people don't know Capadonna. I consider him an original, one of the 9. But even to stumble upon, to stumble upon Killer Priest. I think that's the first time I went to Killer Priest was when Saba was on there. I don't remember going on there before that. Before Saba was on there. I did watch because Saba was only on there like Mondays, and I would look forward to that. But I don't remember watching that podcast before that. But I did go back after Saba was on there. I did go back and catch a couple guests. And he had some, he had some good guests on there, but I would watch when Saba was on. I'm looking forward to that. I was like, this is totally different. So yeah, how you find, and Amun said, was it a clip you found? He said, no. Was it on Instagram or on one of the other things? And he was like, nah. So he found one of the old classes that Saba did on there. And then he said he immediately went and started looking Saba up. And when you look up TEHUTI, there's a lot of foolishness that come up when you type in, if you just type in TEHUTI, so two out for that brother for being able to dig and find what he was looking for, it's definitely a frequency, definitely. So Hotep Henu, you ready, good brother?
No.
Not yet.
Something's happening.
Yeah, I like this. I like this new background too. I like the setup too. The jet. I like it. It show you moving in the little background. Once we get the chat on here, this will be nice. I like this. Yeah. Henu to the great brother Minku, wherever you at, great brother, sending you much Mary, and we miss you, good brother. Hotep Henu. And yeah, this was man. I haven't seen I don't really I don't go to a lot of the other channels no more like I used to. Shout out to all of the other channels that that bring forth knowledge and light, and that's doing what they can to advance our people, because like Saba said, we don't know where people are at. We don't know. And Saba said it's very strange because in other genres, the best is celebrated, right? No one really argued about Michael Jordan being the best basketball player or Mike Tyson, the best boxer, and these types of things. Michael Jackson, but when it comes to this, which is it's totally different. It's not about it's not a sport. It's not fun and games. When it comes to this, Saba's not celebrated as he should be. And it's fortunate and unfortunate. I say it's fortunate because Saba said, he'd rather have the few consistent supporters than the fake, the thousand weaklings and fake. So I understand that. It's unfortunate that more people don't understand and that more people aren't attracted to the truth, because that's really what it is. It's just the truth. And then being able to remove yourself from this matrix. That was one of the things that I said, where it's like, man, no matter what you do in this world, unless you living off the grid somewhere, you supporting the matrix. You're supporting the matrix, and you're supporting an energy that is completely against you. All I do is pay my internet bill or whatever it is, whatever bill you pay just for your survival, you're supporting the matrix, right? When you pay them people for your water, when you pay them people for your lights, for your internet, for your food, whatever food, or I only eat organic or whatever it is, man, it's still connected to the matrix some kind of way. I did my class a long time ago on the school to prison pipeline, and I was completely upset when I realized that everything supports the matrix. That everything that's that's out there, from your financial institutions to your grocery stores, your stocks, and whatever you invest in, all of that it supports the matrix, and it supports the destruction of our people. Some kind of way is connected. I just found out today how many tobacco companies bought the food companies in the 80s. I didn't realize that. But Saba teaches us to dig and dig for the truth. So, a lot of the back when it was once upon a time, they didn't say that nicotine or cigarettes were bad for your health, and then it came a time when they were saying, "Oh, it's bad for your health," and and at that time, those tobacco companies were very, very big. They were your Googles and your big companies today. Amazon and Google. Those are relatively new companies compared to the old companies of the 60s and 70s and then early 80s. There was no real internet in the 80s. And even in the early 90s, there wasn't no real internet. It looked totally different. You couldn't do in the 90s what we're doing now on the internet. It was different. But all of those companies, or those big companies, bought into the food companies and the pharmaceutical companies, and then how they're all on the same board. The matrix is there's so many layers to it. So, if you're not on this frequency, which is Ma'at, then it's not really good, man. It's really not. And I understand how people go crazy. I understand the spiritual psychosis, because you have to have a solid foundation. Once you know, it's people that know what we know, and they're unable to do what they're supposed to do with the information, right? Which is to continue to raise your consciousness, right? It kind of works in reverse for some people for whatever reason, right? Saba taught on spiritual psychosis. You get y'all heard the saying where they say, "Oh, he's too smart for his own good," right? People get so much information and they don't know what to do with it. They don't have a solid foundation, that they slide off their rocking chair mentally, and they end up in institutions or worse. So, Hotep and Henu to the real warriors out there, to the real truth seekers. Hotep and Henu to my great brothers and sisters, to my strong brothers and sisters. We got to keep each other motivated and inspired, and we got to hold each other up, not hold each other down. We have to hold each other up, raise each other up. So, again, my great brother Ani, Tua, for holding us up and picking us up and carrying us and bringing us, with you on this Nefer journey. You on mute, Ani. You on mute, brother.
Oh, Hotep, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yes. Tua, Hinu to you, great brother. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's a powerful thing, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. And with what we're gonna do, it's gonna be beautiful. There's so much growth to do, and there's so many people who just don't know that we exist. And I always say this: there's real science that goes into the internet and how these things work. There's a lot of controlled things and a lot of things that have less control. And of course, we know, people love just the ISFET, and it don't matter who it is. If someone creates a video about failing a project, or people will be in there. And that's just how it is, and that's just the majority of masses of the people. And from the very beginning, I've always understood quality over quantity. Recognized that early in the masses of the people. What most people are doing, whatever most people are doing, I know I'm going the opposite way. And that comes with just knowing, just how most people, like you said, I'm trying to just see if people are bots or not. And most people are living, walking bots, and especially the internet. Most people, the internet is so fake that people be arguing with literal bots. So when you say that, like, people don't understand, like, you're literally talking to an automated machine. People are bots, and I know, these vessels people are snatched all the time. So what we're doing is deep, and we're gonna keep leading by example. Before it gets larger, it'll get smaller, and it's gonna blossom as we've always said it would, because we're putting in the work to make it happen. There's no other option. So as long as we do what we're supposed to do, then everything else will do what it's supposed to do. So yeah, Tua Hinu, great brother, for being dependable, loyal, and just a great leading example, a great leader for the House of Aten, leading by example. And yeah, it's a powerful thing. So I couldn't get this to come up the way I usually do. So I'm gonna share it like this, and we're gonna read it like this. So this is the support that come through from this session. And we have 2072 from Basa Tut Maka Ox Effect for Hotep 41325 Dua Patah 2072. Uncle Jasaneb to you, great brother. Hotep Ma'at, Tua for your Ma'adoration, Tua for your consistency as well. And Tua for your strength, great brother. Ankh Dejed. And we have Nook Poo, who sent in 999 for Hotep Nefer Sin Neter Ani Uncle Jasaneb Nefer Medu Dua Ma'at. And he sent in 333 for Ma'akaru, Ma'at. And then I just saw he sent in another 333 for Hotep Neb Ua Nefer Aut Sinu Per Aten Ucha Ra Ma'at. Great brother. So Tua Hinu to you, to the great Nook Poo. Uncle Jasaneb, Tua for your consistency, great brother, and for Anki and Ma'at. And give a dua to the great brother Fix or Hush Nation, who sends in 666 for dua Hinu Ani Scribe Patah ATEN TEHUTI phenomenal session Tua. Nini Ka, great brother, Hotep to you, dua to you, great brother, Tua for your consistency, and since coming forward publicly, you've been consistent. So Tua for that, great brother, Hotep. And lastly, we'll show the wonderful Angela Gates, one of the great Senet of the House of Aten, who sends in 4625 for Aker class. Tua, Hotep to the great Angela Gates. Tua for supporting great sister. And Tua for also for all that you do, great sister, staying consistent, staying within my eye, and staying focused. Uncle Jasaneb. So this is the Maru for today's session. Hotep.
Just like people that tell you.
Yo, I'm on. Yo, I'm on.
Just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they're not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
Push the button. Come on.
Hotep Hinu, to all the great Meru of the House of Aten, Tuah for supporting. We love and appreciate each of you for that, and for being pillars for us. And, you know, as we all see, we're in a battle, we're in a war. Soldiers fall left and right. So while there's not, we're in a time where it's being replenished. Those of us who are here must remain strong, and I know that we'll continue to keep being leading examples of that. So yeah, Hinu to the great Meru of the House of Aten, Tuah for supporting. All right, so with that, we'll go ahead and conclude. Tuah for your time and attention. Dejed, you there, great brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Tuah, again, everyone, for your attention. Without your attention, this does not exist. May you receive the teachings and attain a greater perspective from this session, which is the goal. And yeah, come to the Ma'at fundamental classes for more of just this session that you got here. And Hinu to the great Saba TEHUTI Amen Hotep Ra, Tuah Hinu to Nani Aset Mer, Anki and Ma'at, Hinu to the great Sinet, the great Neteret of Saba TEHUTI. And yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to see, you know, finding the beauty in the chaos is something that followers of Ma'at must learn how to do. So to everyone, may you continue to stay focused and stay disciplined and staying consistent in that what you want to achieve, and also success to the things that you wish to overcome and remove, whatever that challenge is that you may be having. Sending Sekim Usir, success to you, frequencies for the overcoming of that. And yeah, Tuah for supporting. Keep putting in the work, seen and unseen, and it'll continue to reflect. Don't let the illusion of this matrix discourage or stop you from doing what it is that you know you need to do. So with that, Sekim M Arit, Murder Ka'a, Semu Hatu Natiru, Pert Ent Hotep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in offering. Hotep Ma'at.
Hotep, peace. Shouts out to you again, Ani. Appreciate the wonderful class presentation. It was super neffer. Tuah for the teachings on the Sejim. Gratitude for that. Definitely spend more time within this class. Shouts out to Atef. Appreciate you, great brother. It's always good to be up here with you, great brothers, and staying consistent. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Definitely appreciate everyone for showing that consistent attention, that support, the love. Definitely grateful for all of that, all of the energy. So to it to everybody. Shout out to our Saba TEHUTI Amun Hotep Ra, him and his Aut. Definitely appreciate them as well. Grateful for just my aunt. May Ra grant you and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Ma'at, and may you all rise and come forth as conscious light like the divine Ra, who rises and shine forevermore on Ma'at. I am the Jet Sajim Ma'at, him Pau Ku, for everybody on the Tiru, Uncle Jasaneb, Hotep Hanu, Nefer Upesh.
Hotep, peace and love. Ani, this was a Nefer class. 2 out for your offering. I'm gonna ask more. So yeah, this is great, man. I really appreciate you. Hotep Hinu, to all the supporters. Appreciate y'all patience and bearing with us as we, navigate this matrix and test out these new programs so we can keep advancing and keep, bringing forth and advancing and elevating and rising our consciousness, raising our consciousness. Peace and love to the great Saba TEHUTI, Amun Hotep Ra and his Aut. Peace and love to all the supporters, all the Nefer supporters, the consistent supporters, all the beautiful female energy, all the Nefer, strong, masculine energy, all the great brothers out there as we continue to move forward. Y'all see what we're doing over here at the House of ATEN. Yeah, put the boat in the water where you at, Advance yourself so that you can advance your people. Let's build instead of destroy, but first we have to start with ourselves. So if you seek what you say, then you'll see what you said. So just continue in that Ma'at frequency and we'll continue to build. So with that, we'll end the way we began with our Nefer affirmation. From today's teachings, give your ears and hear what is said. Give your heart over to their interpretation. It is profitable to put them in your heart, but woe to one who neglects them. Let them rest in the shrine of your belly, that they may act as a lock in your heart. Now, when there comes a storm of words, they will be a mooring post on your tongue. If you spend a lifetime with these things in your heart, you will find it good fortune. You will discover my words to be a treasure house of life, and your body will flourish upon earth. Homage to thee, Timu, Lord of heaven, creator of things which exist, coming forth from the earth, making to come into being that which is sown, Lord of things which shall be, begetter of the Natiru, great God, Natiru, creator, Unki Ma'at, Un-Ns, Nintet or Set Ma'at, Min Hepapet Ma'at, Per in Hukui, Per Iku. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
Forget that we the real champions around.
Come join us, House of ATEN, Ancient TEHUTI and Teachings of Natiru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
You're watching me. But you don't
be
want
alive here. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here.
You're watching me, but you don't want to admit you're watching me. This is great. I know exactly who you are.
Yo, let's go.
Shed. Close my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting Rizzo shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, fear had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling, forcefully holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis, laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.